Welcome to Big Vile Opinion. Moderators, with my permission, any negativity in the chat should be hidden from this channel. This channel is a negativity-free channel, drama-free channel, and we are here to push the message out. We will not be distracted. So with my permission, any negativity in the chat should be hidden from this channel. Welcome to Big Vile Opinion Platform.
And I just really want people to know, I appreciate anybody that's helping me. I appreciate anybody that's helping me. A lot of people have been there for me. I just don't want people going back and forth, being mad at each other because one person did this for me and another person did that for me. That's what the devil wants. He wants to cause confusion. That's what these people want. They want to cause confusion. And confusion ain't gonna do nothing but keep me in here. But the real thing here. Lifetime, as far as quick on lifetime, as far as lifetime is concerned, there are real people, real women out here really being abused, really missing. They're really missing. They're really chained up in basements. I've been in here 4 years. I haven't seen one person that was ever chained up in a basement come forth for anything. But I tell you one thing, before Lifetime came out, I was minding my business. I was in the studio. I was working with celebrities. I had tours. But when Lifetime came out, all of that went away. Meaning, before Lifetime came out, I had no charges pending against me. Nobody had went to a radio station or had went to, a police station. It took a year to put together Lifetime. If all of the things they said I did on Lifetime were true, it only take a minute to go to a police station. But when there's a crime committed, you don't go make a movie on it. You go to the police station. Nobody had done that. While one of the government witnesses was sitting there with Tasha K on the internet, there's a picture of it. It's a go figure that my information was being shared with, witnesses. And it was being shared by the Tasha K. So a DOP officer, disciplinary hearing officer, which is a judge in the Bureau of Prisons, how do you even know a YouTube blogger? These questions you have to ask yourself. These questions people have to ask themselves. And I'm not going to lie. I don't have anything bad against the DOP. I don't have anything, I'm not mad or anything or have anything against law enforcement or anything. I just have something against this one individual who accessed illegally my records 153 times. And on that same day, the affidavit said that there were 60 other BOP employees that accessed my records illegally on that same day. So there you have 61 BOP employees that work for federal that illegally access my records, my phone calls, my emails. And the last time, and when you talk to your, just put it like this, when you talk to your female, I'm kind of pausing because I want to make sure that I don't go into my case.
Right.
Excuse me for that.
No, you're fine.
But to give you a scenario, if you tell one woman, hey, I'm going to give you the money, you put the money behind the blue couch, and because the other lady is spending the money, and she's not supposed to be spending it because I need that money for lawyers. So you're being more responsible. You take the money, put it behind the blue couch, and don't tell her. Just hold it and use that for emergencies or if I need anything or pay bills or whatever. The other woman is not supposed to know the very next day where that money is.
Right.
I'm not supposed to get a call, which I did from my girl saying they took the money, they left a note saying F you and F him, I'm going to do what I have to do. These things is happening. These things happening in 2019, and then I get another visit from the woman who took the money, and she tells me, since when did you start giving her the money, and why did you tell her to put it behind the couch and not tell me? Don't lie to me. I heard the phone call. So in 2019, I'm trying to figure out how the hell did she hear that phone call? In 2019, I'm trying to figure out why would she tell me in the last visit that, and since when did you start calling her Cookie? By nickname on email. I'm trying to figure out how the hell did she know I call her Cookie? She say, don't lie to me. I fucking saw the emails. Excuse my language. I saw the fucking emails. That's what she said. And why would you tell your lawyer that you're not leaving her for me? Well, I did actually have that conversation with my lawyer. And now I'm trying to figure out how the hell she hear this. She say, I don't give a fuck. I know your voice. You cannot fucking lie to me. I know your voice. Well, I wasn't debating whether she knew my voice or not. I was in my mind trying to figure out, in 2019, how does she know?
Yeah.
Well, in 2019, a BOP disciplinary hearing officer was illegally accessing my phone calls, my emails, and sharing them with Tasha K. Tasha K said it on her own podcast, on platforms, that she was sharing that information with government witnesses' parents. While one of the government witnesses was sitting there with Tasha K on the internet, there's a picture of it.
Yo, what it do? It's your boy Big Bob Opinion back with another live video, man. And that was just a little snippet, man, of some of the things that, we witnessed over the last 5 years when we talking about this trial as it pertains to Robert Kelly, man. And tonight, I'm live now, just to talk about just pretty much asking questions in general, because to me it just seems as though trying to understand why is it, it's been years since the trials of it's been over a year since the trial of Robert Kelly has transpired, and yet we haven't heard from not one juror who was on the trial, neither trial, whether it's Chicago or New York. And it's just, for me, it's good to see what's going on in the YSL trial and what we see going on with as far as the jurors from the YSL trial coming out speaking and talking about some of the things that transpired and what went into them coming up with the decision that they came, up to, how they were able to come to the decision they came to, and things of that nature. And I feel like that's how it's supposed to be. I mean, I would think that's how it's supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? You would like to hear from, I would love to hear from jurors who worked the case to try and talk about to hear like how they were able to come up with, certain things that they felt like he was guilty of, certain things they felt like he was not guilty of, because we know he did in both trials, whether it was Chicago, whether it was New York, he wasn't found guilty on all counts. So what did the jury, I would like to know, how did the jury deliberate and come up with the conclusion of some of the things that they came with. We had a lot of, hold on, y'all. What up, Stephanie? And I want to give a big shout out to Dr. Umar, who has been very vocal when it comes to R. Kelly and others. I want to give a big shout out to Dr. Umar because he's used his platform in multiple ways to talk about and bring awareness to some of the things that has transpired when it comes to Robert Kelly. I seen something earlier on Twitter, and I think it was from a True Social. I don't really know what True Social is. I don't know what that's about. But I was reading some on Twitter earlier. I think I want to say it was from a True Social post. Somebody shared about Donald Trump saying that he was going to pardon Robert Kelly and how much of a great person he was. He lived in the Trump, this, that, and the third. I'm not really sure what is True Social. Like, is it a verified website, or I'm not really familiar with that. I've heard about it a few times. I'm sure I've heard about True Social a few times, but I'm not sure what True Social really is. I'm not sure if it's a accurate site. So I'm gonna drop a clip of Dr. Umar. Looked like he was at a university and he was talking about let's see, video channel. Man, they didn't update it. This they done updated this stuff, man. I'm looking for stuff. I'm like, I ain't been on. Hold on, guys. Let's get the video. Let me get it paused. The volume up. Let's go back in the studio. Let's go to present. Share stream. Let's go to X. Okay. So let's check out. Shout out to Dr. Umar. Like I say, man, he's been very vocal in using his platform. He speaks on Kells a lot. You know what I'm saying? Let's see what Dr. Umar is talking about here.
R. Kelly is in jail because he didn't want to sell his masters to a certain music company. If he's wrong, he should do the time. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm saying he's only there because he broke the rules. Bill Cosby went to jail, not for molesting white women, but him and his wife didn't want to let the second largest oil company in the world drill under their home for oil. These people are not going to jail for sex crimes. They're going to jail for standing their ground. Puffy might be guilty, but that ain't why Puffy in jail. Puffy in jail because, listen, you cannot be emotional and solve political problems. You cannot be emotional and solve, we get that from church. Church is all about emotion. You cannot liberate a people with emotion. Puffy may be guilty, and if he is, he should do the time. But that's not why he's there. Hugh Hefner did what Puffy did. He never went to jail. Puffy is in jail because he started a black first political party. Puffy is in jail because he sued one of the most powerful liquor companies in London. That's why Puffy's in jail. What the media does, because they know black people like to see black people fail, is they'll sell us this when the real agenda is that. I'm not saying don't hold them accountable. Hold them accountable. As black people, we believe in ethics and morality and character, but don't be so dumb that you can't see the hidden hand at play. That's all. Because he sued one of the most powerful liquor companies in London. That's why Puffy's in jail. What the media does, because they know black people like to see black people fail, is Puffy's in jail. What the media does, because they know black people like to see black people fail, is they'll sell us this when the real agenda is that. Puffy's in jail. What the media does, because they know black people like to see black people fail, is they'll sell us this when the real agenda is that. I'm not saying don't. What the media does, because they know black people like to see black people fail, is they'll sell us this when the real agenda is that. I'm not saying don't hold them accountable.
And I had to replay that a couple times when you say what the media does, because they know black people like to see other black people fail. Because black people like to see other black people fail, is the media would tell us this, you know what I'm saying, because they know we're not going to go and look at what's really going on. So the simple fact that we want to see our people fail so bad, or we enjoy the demise of someone going down, you know, we are not going to, a lot of our people won't research or look into why something is going on or what's the cause of something to happen. We would rather just run with what the media is giving us. But my biggest thing is, for this, my biggest reason for this live tonight is that, you know, we watched this YSL trial go on for 3 years. And soon as the YSL trial was over with, we see now that the YSL jurors, some of them have pages, some of them have started YouTube channels. They are out here and they are talking about a lot of the things that went on during the case, a lot of the corruption, a lot of the evidence, a lot of the things that didn't make sense, what did make sense. They're out here speaking. So when it comes to Robert Sylvester Kelly, why is it been so many years, and this man, both of his trials have concluded, and we have yet to hear from not one, we haven't heard from one single juror that worked the case of Robert Sylvester Kelly. And Robert Sylvester Kelly is a way bigger name than Young Thug. It's no knock to Young Thug. No knock to Young Thug. But come on, man. Can we really compare the two people? Young Thug versus Robert Sylvester Kelly. Can we really compare those two as far as artistry go? Man, R. Kelly, he's a way bigger artist than Young Thug, and that's no knock to Young Thug. You know what I'm saying? He's rather new in the game. Kel had been in the game, gave the game 30 plus years. So why wouldn't a juror that worked on a case to the magnitude of, to a case involving Robert Sylvester Kelly, big and high profile that case was, with little bit of media a little bit of media publicity, why wouldn't a juror come out? Why wouldn't a juror want to speak? Why wouldn't jurors want to capitalize off of their experience in that situation? Which means a lot of people would tune in, a lot of people would want to know, a lot of people would listen because that case wasn't televised. So a lot of things that went on in that case, we were only, to hear it from a juror perspective would be like very, very, very important to people who want to know what actually happened, what actually took place, what evidence was there, what evidence wasn't there, what was supported, what wasn't supported. Like, why are these jurors like, they're just silent? Were they threatened to, if they come on? I mean, they're not under subpoena power no more, is it? I mean, I wouldn't think. So were these jurors threatened, to not speak about it or not speak on the case or whatever the situation may be? And it goes back also to the thing too. We got to remember that, the jury in New York was sequestered. So is that a part? Since the jury was sequestered, is that the reason that they're not able to come out and speak about being on the jury? I mean, why not the alternates? Why they're not out speaking? I mean, we hear some of these women that was in some of these jurors that was in the YSL case. They wasn't actually on jurors. They were alternate jurors, but they were there. They was sitting in. They was listening. They was watching. They was seeing what was going on. So why haven't we heard from not one single juror in the Robert Sylvester Kelly case? Whether it's New York, whether it's Chicago, we haven't heard from not one single juror. And now we're sitting back, we're watching YSL case come to an end, and these guys pretty much beat a Rico, got off on Rico case, but the jurors are out here and they're speaking and they're talking about the corruption and the lack of evidence, the lack of preparedness from the prosecutors, different things like that. So why is it that we don't get to hear any of this information as it pertains to Robert Sylvester Kelly and how the jurors were able to come back with guilty verdicts on certain charges that they did charge, and why did they not charge certain charges that they chose to not charge? We know he was found not guilty in Chicago on the corruption charges, which the corruption charges in Chicago was pretty much the biggest focal point of his case in Chicago, because that's how they were able to bring the case back around. And they said it wasn't double jeopardy, but hey, they were able to go around and use loopholes when it pertains to the Chicago case, because they said that he obstructed justice in the 2008 trial in order to get a victory. They said he paid the family off and sent the family away on vacation while the trial was going on. But we all know that follow the case, and that has been a part of the case, that it came out during the Chicago trial that there was a lie. He never paid the family off. He didn't send them away. He got found not guilty of obstruction to justice because they couldn't prove that he paid the family off. So I would like to hear from the jury perspective, like, how did they come up with the not guilty on the obstruction, but they come up and they find him guilty on other charges as it pertain to the same people that they claim he paid off to not show up. But y'all say, well, he didn't pay them off, but he still was found guilty of some other shit pertaining to the same people. So, I mean, those are just questions that I have. Like, you know what I'm saying, when it pertains to the RSK trial in Chicago and New York. Why it's been all of these years, we didn't heard from R.Kelly more than we didn't heard from the jurors. You know what I'm saying? We didn't heard from Jennifer Bunn more than we didn't heard from the jurors. You know what I'm saying? We haven't even heard from no prosecution, nothing. We heard from Michael Avenatti more than we heard from the jurors in the RSK trial, Chicago and New York. We haven't even heard from the witnesses, from the victims, the witnesses. Really, we haven't heard nothing from no one involved in the case of Robert Sylvester Kelly. We have yet to really hear from anyone truly involved in the case after the case was over with. Everything has went silent. The only person who has been speaking, to my understanding and knowledge, is the ex-wife, which she's not relevant without speaking of Robert Sylvester Kelly. So of course she's gonna be out here running her mouth because she's irrelevant outside of Robert Sylvester Kelly. So of course, but like I say, man, no, it's questions that I have and kind of ask, why, is it that we haven't heard from any of these jurors as it pertains to how did they come up with, guilty verdicts, and why did they choose not to charge on certain counts? Man, it felt good watching the YSL trial and being able to watch the juror to watch the attorneys for Shannon Stillwell and Yak Gotti and Brian Steele and all these other guys. It felt good to watch these attorneys in the courtroom fighting for their clients day in and day out. You know what I'm saying? To see that was like so satisfying. Like, man, I just said to myself, I wish we could have got the same type of entertainment as it pertained to Robert Sylvester Kelly, in the world being able to watch his trial and watch his attorneys and fight for his freedom and innocence. And I feel like as a citizen of this country, we were robbed of that. I feel like we were robbed. We were stripped of that. We were stripped of watching this trial take place and go down and watch his attorneys battle to prove his innocence. And I feel like a lot of the things that took place and transpired, I feel like it was done purposely, as it pertained to Robert Sylvester Kelly. Because, like I said, in Chicago, the whole basis of his trial was they said that he obstructed justice in his first trial, and that was the only way he was able to win. But how do you come back almost 20 years later? You try the man again for the same thing, and he's found not guilty of it again. We got Uncle Muse in the house. We got D Maps in the house. What's going on, fellas? How's it going? Julia, what's going on?
Nephew, what's going on, nephew? Blessings to you. What's up, D man?
Oh,
Everybody in the chat, peace and blessings to you.
Uncle
You back.
Mills, what's going on with you? What's going on, Big Vi? Been a minute.
What's going on? Yeah, it's been a minute, man. But you know, tonight, tonight is I titled this live. Will we ever hear from any juror from R. Kelly trial? And I don't think, like, it's been all these years and we haven't heard nothing. Uh, what do you all think about that? What up, Dennis?
Far as my opinion on it, I don't think you will. Main reason I think so is because they probably got paid a huge sum of money and probably signed NDAs to not say anything about that trial. That probably what really happened.
That's what I.
Me, you both know what happened in that trial. They pretty much railroaded him. They gave him no chance. They pretty much told all jurors, like, hey, we're going to give you this large sum of money and make you sign these NDAs or if you keep that money. And that was it. Not to say nothing about it. That's it.
I don't know. I kind of, I don't have a lot of knowledge of this. That's why, I'm gonna have to reach out to my boy Q Nandrum and ask him, by the jury being sequestered, does that affect their ability after the trial to be able to come out and speak as it pertains to the trial? It feels so good to see these jurors in the YSL case come out. They have created YouTube channels and different things, and they're talking about some of the corruption and lack of evidence and how sloppy the prosecution was with how they put this case together and different things, of that nature. Like, I would have loved to hear from the jurors in the Robert Sylvester Kelly case, because as we know, he wasn't found guilty of every count that he was charged with in either New York or Chicago. So how did they determine? I would like to know, how did they determine how is he not guilty of certain charges and how was he found guilty on other charges? Those are just questions that I would like to, understand. And like I was saying, what up, Tramil? What up, Jericho? And uh and I was also saying, by the case in by Kel's case not being televised, the jurors will have so much, they could benefit so much from coming out speaking, because they can give firsthand perspective of what went on inside the courtroom and different things like that, to kind of like, put the pieces together. You know what I'm saying, for the public, because a lot of the public don't understand. We understand to a certain degree because we were able to, go over a lot of stuff and a lot of the evidence, a lot of the transcripts and different things like that. But the average person, like, they just gonna run with what's in the media, and we know for a fact there was one side media narratives being pushed. Anything positive that came out in favor of Mr. Kelly, they didn't really push it or put it out in the media. So, Uncle Muse, man, what you think about that, man?
Um, it's I don't know, man.
But would you want to hear from the juror? Would you like to hear from the juror?
I believe the jury has been intimidated. Um, I think you may have some juries that know what they've seen and heard, and they may have came in with their own perception. We you gotta at least be common sense and give them that. However,
Right.
when it's men and witness throughout the whole trial, even the one who says, I guess, had what, with an illness, common, whatever, and then had
Mm-hmm.
to be taken away, and then they saw all the sidebars, and even though you was 100%, see, we got to do this. You got to be real. You got to look at the worst case scenario. So I'm looking at the worst case scenario and then go up to the goodness. So the worst case scenario is, let's take somebody in the jury, despite what you just said and already been doing, all the questions, even the questionnaire. Forget all that. I'm talking about human nature, man.
Mm-hmm.
I never. Oh, I got a selective to that. Oh shoot, I'm just, I already know. He 100% guilty. Man, they should have never got me on this. So I'm just looking at human nature, and you get on there and you standing on that. You already ready. And then you hear the judge say, "Oh, before I can't do that, I was going to give you 30 already." And then you standing on it. And then you see the outcome in time. You see the sidebars. You see vote sheets and all that. And you see the own prosecutors when it comes to the tape say, no, this is not paraphrasing. It's tampered with. It's not authentic. And you sitting there like standing on your. And I'm saying, even if you do it, I still do believe next season. I get back on this point before I even point where I just let you guide me. I still believe that in the heart and the soul of a human being, even though you think you made up your mind on that, when they sat there and all of that, I just believe I can't give a percentage. It's 12. I really can't do the number thing. I do believe it had to be at least more than one that sit there and said, I'm saying allegedly that came in 100%. And then when the judge said 30, oh yeah, I'm already with that shoe. You can cook for that. And then when they witness all that, wait a minute. No, they just punked themselves. That I'm afraid based on what I got my information. Wait. This ain't but around your peers, the pool of Bethesda. You know what I'm trying to get behind you, man. It's that he married so. Did you see the tape? You know that? I'm trying to get out of here. I got a family. I got children. I ain't finna be sitting here. And then you got these political battles going on that's coming up this side and that side. That's always doing, and that pressure's there. Then you got federal judges trying to maintain their seat, and then you got prosecutors trying to maintain their position. It's a lot. See, the public don't hear and see none of that. They don't understand from a human standpoint. These are people in their position, but they're human. They're human, and all they know is what they've been saying. But then these people sitting in there like, whoa. Y'all said he was. That's not even for what you've been told back in those a year back there.
Okay. We got Brother Jeff in here, but before Brother Jeff speak, you see Stacey Owens, she did us a favor, man. Let's shout out Stacey Owens. She did us a favor. She said, I Googled it, and Google said in a federal trial, the jury cannot talk about the trial. So we'll never hear from the jurors on how they came to whatever conclusion that they came to. Shout out to Hammer Time Funk. Shout out to Ashley. Man, we get some people in here. Make sure y'all hit that like button, share the live. We gonna get through it tonight, y'all. We gonna get through it tonight. What up, Brother Jeff, man? Speak your piece, man.
Peace and blessings, everybody, man. You know, I'm just tapping in. I sent the link. I'm just listening in for now. But you know, I saw the live at the last minute. I just got the link. I was ripping and running from the last live from earlier. Just got situated at the crib, so I just wanted to hit the panel, and I'm gonna chime in a little bit, let y'all go on here and dialogue so I can catch up to the convo.
So what you think about what is True Social? Have you heard Jeff fell off? I didn't I never heard of True Social. Our brother Jeff fell off. But I seen my sister Shamika in here. Let me grab this again and drop it off. What's up, Sharice, man? What's good, man? It's been a minute since I seen my people, but guess what, man? I've been missing y'all. Y'all been missing me, and I've been missing y'all. And guess what? We here tonight, and we gonna talk about it. I got a video. Y'all know I got some shit. If y'all ready to break this shit down, if y'all ready to go back, and hear some shit and re-listen to some shit and with a totally different understanding. See, a lot of things that went on in the beginning we miss. And when you are emotionally invested in something, you can easily miss or not hear something because you're not listening with raw intentions. You know what I'm saying? Pure intentions. You listening because I see that too, Ashley. I seen that. You know, when you have emotion, when you emotionally invested in something, it can cause you to not be able to comprehend everything 100%. Would you agree on?
I agree. I agree. I'm just following your what your thoughts are. I'm giving it back.
Okay.
Following what your thoughts.
So so what I mean when I say when you are emotionally invested in a situation, it could cause you to maybe not hear or miss out on things that could be that was said in the moment, because if you have a disdain for a certain and I'm when I say certain things, I'm gonna need you to be like, nephew, I'm following you. You hear me? Because you know how we do it. But when you have
Okay.
a dislike, when you have a dislike for a person, in the moment they open your mouth, you may start to not listen to what they got to say, regardless of what they're saying. Soon as someone open their mouth, oh, I don't like you, I don't like that person. So guess what? You tuning them out. But at the same time, you tuning out some shit that's important for you to take in. They saying some shit that you gonna need to carry with you up the road because it's an important element to what's going on. I can agree to, I can testify to it myself. I see people I don't like, and guess what? I don't give a damn what they got to say. I could care less what they speaking on. But at the same time, they could be telling me, Big Vi, it's a flood about 2 miles up the road. It's a flood. You might not want to go that way because I don't like that person. I ain't even hear shit they said. Until I get 2 miles up the road, and guess what? I gotta turn around. And that same person is still back there where they saw me at and saying, look, I tried to tell you.
Yeah. Here's the
So
thing, nephew. Here's the thing, nephew. I'm going to reiterate real small. You all go to my nephew Big Vi's channel. Go into his archive, and y'all know how to do the YouTube thing. You come on somebody's channel, scroll across where you say it said live. Yeah, say home, video, live, community, short, all that. Go to press where it said live. Scroll down, and you'll see the recent 24-hour live he did. Backtrack all the way, tap into that. It's a 24-hour live he did. I spoke on this particular judge in New York. And this is what Nephew Sam capped up like this a year back. When you have someone that is that type of position, I don't think people understand what a federal judge is. That's what we don't get. And the process it takes for you to be in that position. When you have a federal judge on a case like our dear brother, or anybody could be in that position, face for the federal judge with those type of charges. Shout out to Dean Bella. I cannot word it the way he worded it. Serious charges, that you putting on somebody. I do remember that of my nephew. He did say, and you saying this type of thing to someone, and then someone you come into a court and someone of that magnitude, you in that type of position that's like you governing over individuals' lifespan, their main existence on this planet. Your decision can influence not only both lawyers that present their case before you, but even the jury, how things are set up. And you say, oh, Father, I heard the case. I was going to give you 30 already. I don't even listen. I'm not a smart person. I'm just real simple. I ain't got no PhD, none of that. I know individuals who got murder case and they did some heinous things. We can go back to the pages of history. Y'all follow stuff. Y'all follow. Come on now. Mr. Kelly got some years on him that the prosecutor's own witness perjured himself and was found lying on the stand under oath. Am I missing something? What type of hatred? What type of threat? What is it about this human that didn't kill nobody, didn't take no life? Even the prosecutors in 2008 and recently this year, after the pandemic, said, well, the videotape was not authentic. It was not. They said that's in the transcript. And then you change the language in such a way because the jury come back and say, well, in other words, they can't even find, based on the law, they can't even, so you flipping it. Who influenced you? Who's behind the scenes with the strings that's saying this particular individual, what our agenda is, what we got, whatever. I got more questions. I yield back. I got more questions. I got more. I'm not very smart. I just rely on observation, nephew, and deductive reasoning, aka common sense. We do it all our life in the hood. That's what we raised our big mama. That's all we got. That's all we had. But our common sense is so anointed. I feel back there.
Sense, but see, the thing is, you know, when somebody dislike you, common sense goes out the window because common sense blocks your ability to use common sense.
You know what? You got
having a dislike for somebody will block your ability to use your common sense. You know what I'm saying? And that's just like, you know, if somebody, like I say, I see somebody I don't like, they waving a red flag saying, hold up, don't go that way, but I don't fuck with them. So, hey, I'm going to keep going anyway. You know what I'm saying? But if I would have used my common sense and knowing that red flag means danger ahead, possibly, I wouldn't have found myself in that situation. So, of course, man, common sense is the common thing to do, but it's a rare form of thinking for some people.
Right.
Because because the narrative is more entertaining. The narrative is easier to follow than common sense. Now, common sense is a natural ability to think, but the narrative, you have an option to follow. Now, understand that. Make that make sense. Common sense is your natural ability to think and process something, when a narrative is a choice you make to follow. So you have a lot of people in the world that's choosing to follow narrative over common sense. So why should God give it to certain people? Why shouldn't God hold those accountable who choose to follow the narrative versus using common sense?
Yeah.
So one thing about it over here on Big Val Opinion, we're going to speak the real and we're going to speak it how it is. All that sugarcoating and dressing it up for you now, this ain't that. This ain't that. You ain't got to wear your Sunday best in here. Come as you are. because that's how we're gonna give it to you. But I got an illustration for y'all, and I want y'all to hear some shit, man. I had to go back and listen to this about a couple weekends ago. I was out of town, and I had some time, and I'm just listening to shit. I want y'all to listen to some of this shit Kim Fox is saying. This is when she first bought the Chargers.
Okay,
but I want y'all to listen to. I'm gonna stop it when it get to an important segment of her bringing these charges. And listen, I'm gonna show it. I'm gonna stop it, and I'm gonna tell y'all listen closely, because she's talking in third party. But we're gonna listen though. Let's take a look. Let's take a dive in this shit right quick.
Yesterday, Robert Kelly was indicted before a Cook County grand jury on 10 counts of aggravated criminal sexual abuse involving 4 victims. The first victim, H.W., was involved in incidents which occurred between May 26, 1998 and May 25, 1999. A grand jury returned an indictment on 4 counts of aggravated criminal sexual abuse based on the victim being under the age of 17 and Robert Kelly being more than 5 years older than the victim. The victim met Robert Kelly on her 16th birthday, where she was celebrating at a restaurant. At that encounter, the victim told Robert Kelly it was her 16th birthday that day. Robert Kelly's manager then gave the victim Robert Kelly's business card with Robert Kelly's personal cell phone number written on it and told the victim.
So who's in the wrong in this situation? If this situation actually went down the way that she just said it, who is in the wrong? Who approached the girl? Who gave the girl the number?
I mean,
at some point,
bro, you know the level of violation that this lady exhibited by even going public, soliciting victims on national television prior to any charges being filed is unprecedented. You know, the man was innocent in all 50 states across America. So you basically came out here and solicited victims, which you provided a phone number for anybody and everybody to call with an allegation.
Mm-hmm.
That was
and
a
then had to
violation
do
of that
away
man's
with the phone
constitutional
number.
right.
Right.
Mhm.
And then did away with the phone line did away with the hotline because people were calling in and they wasn't saying no negative shit.
You had more people calling in saying how much of a great guy this man was, but they ain't play that part.
No. But she say something here. And this just the beginning of the bullshit. When I went back and listened to it, I'm like, well, Robert, me the girl, they made Don Media 16. She says now he not walking up to no. Her parents saw him and they go R. Kelly. I'm quite sure that's how it was. Oh, what's going on? What y'all got going on? Kel's probably asked. Oh, it's my daughter's 16th birthday. Happy birthday. Boom, Kel's gone.
Mm-hmm.
So now you say his manager walks back over and hand your. Let's listen to this shit. I mean, like Unc just say, if God gave us our natural ability to use common sense, and you listening to this shit, it makes no fucking sense, bro. It makes no sense at all. Now, listen to the process of how all this transpired.
Kelly's personal cell phone number written on it and told the victim it was.
Hold on.
The victim being under the age of 17 and Robert Kelly being more than 5 years older than the victim. The victim met Robert Kelly on her 16th birthday, where she was celebrating at a restaurant. At that encounter, the victim told Robert Kelly it was her 16th birthday that day. Robert Kelly's manager then gave the victim Robert Kelly's business card with Robert Kelly's personal cell phone number written on it and told the victim Robert Kelly wanted her.
Do Robert Kelly operate any facet of his business?
Nope.
So why would he have a business card and he don't even control shit that's going on besides the studio in the music? Let's go.
Her to call him. The victim's mother heard this and took the card and told Robert Kelly's manager that the victim was only 16. The victim later got that card from her mother's purse and.
Now, that's the problem right there. That's the bullshit right there, Nigel.
Mm-hmm.
So, the manager gave your daughter a card, told your daughter that Robert said call him. You take the card and tell the manager your daughter is only 16. So later on, some point in time, your daughter was able to go through your purse and find this card. So you as a mother don't have the decency or common sense to first file a report. Secondly, get rid of the number.
Exactly. Why would you keep the number in the first place? You know, for it to be retrieved by your daughter. You know, unless you wanted to keep it for yourself or you wanted to have it for her later. I mean, it defies all logic.
Right. So listen to this shit though. It get even worse now because you're gonna have to make sense of this shit as a sensible person.
The victim later got that card from her mother's purse and called Robert Kelly. Robert Kelly told the victim to come to his studio. Robert Kelly told the victim after her dad dropped her off at school, she could take a cab to his studio. The victim followed Robert Kelly's instructions. At that first encounter at Robert.
Now, I'm going to tell you something I know for a fact. And I know, and this is just for me, when I moved north to Minnesota, when you go to school, if you absent from school, that goddamn school is going to call your goddamn parents' phone and either going to have it's going to be a message saying, hey, your student, Jane Doe, was absent in periods 1, 2, 3. You know, it's going to tell them. I'm not sure how long they've been doing it, but I know like in Louisiana, they weren't doing it. But when I moved to Minnesota, if I skipped a period during the course of my day, I would get a phone call. By the time I get home, my stepmom been and got a phone call saying I was absent for period 4 or 5, whatever classes I skipped. They gonna let them know. So you mean to tell me that this girl was getting dropped off to school by her dad, never even entering the school, getting in a cab, going to Kel's crib, getting dropped back off in the cab before school ended, never even attending school, and her parents never even got a phone call to say, hey, your daughter not show up, was absent today?
It's called truancy. They're going to send the truancy officer out if the child is missing class. You know, like you said, they're gonna place that phone call, so you're going to be alerted. And if they miss too many periods, they're going to send a truancy officer. You know, so at some point, you know, you got to make it make sense. It's 16.
Man, this shit.
Supposed to be in school.
I mean, now listen, bro. This is the allegation now that These are the allegations that she based her charges off. Now, watch this shit.
Robert Kelly's studio, located at 865 North Larrabee in Chicago, Cook County, Illinois. Robert Kelly had difficulty maintaining an erection and penetrated the victim repeatedly vaginally and orally. Afterwards, Robert Kelly told the victim to get an envelope with money from the receptionist and that the victim assumed that that money was to pay for the cab rides to and from Robert Kelly's studio. The envelope contained a large sum of money, more than was needed to pay for the 2 cab rides. The victim had similar sexual encounters about once a month with Robert Kelly from May 26, 1998 to May 25, 1999. The second victim.
So for a whole year. So you saved up cab money for a whole year to get cab rides once a month. They want us to believe that this woman saved money for a whole year to get cab rides. Now listen at this second victim though. This is what I want y'all to hear. Now listen at this shit. This got entertaining for me.
Kelly from May 26, 1998 to May 25, 1999. The second victim, R.L., was involved in an incident which occurred between September 26, 1998 and September 25, 2001. A grand jury returned an indictment on 2 counts of aggravated criminal sexual abuse based on the victim being under the age of 17 and Robert Kelly being more than 5 years older than the victim. In 2001, a witness had conversations with Robert Kelly and Robert Kelly's associates, where the witness was asked to retrieve videotapes showing Robert Kelly having sexual intercourse with the victim in this case when she was only 14 years old. The witness obtained that video and watched it. The witness eventually turned this video over to the Cook County State's Attorney's Office.
Now, y'all know who was the witness. During the trial, they said that Keith, the one that went to the house in Atlanta and knocked on the door, and the person came to the door and just said the tape in the bag. Then the man said, did he say during the trial that when they asked him why he didn't turn the tape over, he said that the police wasn't gonna give him $1 million for it.
So did.
And it's the same. Now we talking about who could this possible witness be? Because now listen to what she gonna say.
Through his attorney. The witness has identified the girl in the video as the girl he knows to be the niece of S.E.
Now, is she talking about Jim DeRogatis now? Because who reached out to Stephanie Edwards to verify the girl in the tape, allegedly?
All right, that'll be your boy right there, Turkey Neck.
Jim DeRogatis. So now, but do you hear? She's calling him a witness, but this same witness who turned over this evidence pled the fifth during the trial. So why was he incapable of being cross-examined on how he got this information, but the information and evidence that he claimed he turned in was able to be used? How was they able to use anything from this guy if he pled the fifth?
Now you understanding how this court thing works. When they got some eyes on you, they can finesse and maneuver around the law all they want to. It's evident. So my thing is, I'm still asking this question. I've not really gotten a clear understanding of it. What was Mr. Kelly's about that was such a threat. 'Cause I'm 58 years old, man. Let me just keep it 1,000. I'm 58 years old, bro. Blessed by the Most High God. What was it that this man was doing or that he represented or his body of work or all of that impacted the industry, allegedly, those in high places, allegedly, those who may have political influence and powerful influence, allegedly, was such disturbing that you claim all of this stuff was evident. We gotta up and shut. We got man. We ain't gotta do this. Up and shut. This is simple. But yet, before you go into court, before a district attorney, alleged Kim Fox, before Avenatti, before Jim Derricati, before any government official, any political individual, before any law enforcement, someone with powerful position got together to slander, to manipulate, to bully, to agitate, to wake up way before he even know years and years before anybody even on his trail bother him about anything. Not hiding. When he go overseas, he got a passport, he got to go through various customs, all that. He's not hiding. When he's home, he's out walking his dog. He's not hiding nowhere. I know dude that's really been in the life for real, and I ain't even trying to even reveal nothing going on. I ain't know none of that. I know people really about that life, man, really did some things, bro. That don't even move like that. Of course, you know what I'm talking about. I'm going to keep it moving.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking this don't do that. Come on, bro. What in the world was such a threat? It had to be. It had to be. Cause you like, well, damn, Uncle Mill, you ain't understanding, but you know how much Monday? Oh, man, forget all of that, bro. Forget that. Ain't nothing. What is it that y'all go to this length and a federal judge? Oh, before you came here, I'm gonna give you 30 already. One of your primary star witnesses, male. So, I didn't say that. Government said that. Hey, wait a minute. You were just in the grand jury. You just we got you on. Oh, I didn't say the government said that. It's in the documents. It's in the transcript. It's in the transcript. We're not making this up. Those of you in the bushes, we're not making this up. What is the threat? Why is this man so? What's going on? You got to look at it like that. And then now, and I'll yield back, look at any association. You got to, it's all connected. Look at any association politically. I'm not on this side, that side. I know none of that. What I'm saying is politics and what you people think is going on is not going on is what run the planet. But they really don't run the planet because those of us like Pac in his days and the Guru and the Tribe Called Quest and Poor Righteous Teachers, these particular artists of all ethnicities was coming together to talk about. We got concerns too. We got concerns We got things that we need to be done in our community. We got voices too. We got these people who say, get your vote, and then they say all this stuff in the campaign, and then they get in office, and then they forget. They ain't forget. They never had no intent. So, Minister, Honorable Minister Lewis, you got to force their hand. You got to force their hand to use a bully pulpit to address your concerns. So when you got certain artists, certain individuals, they ain't really about the music or art. They about feeding humanity. Still, I ain't really want to do no. I really want to sing humanity songs, inspirational songs. But then how that introduced in the industry, paraphrases, how can this? Well, once I get that, then once I get my feet in the door, once I get a topic, then I can let y'all. You see it. You know it was so when he said that. You look at it, look how his music changed. Look at it, look at it. Then when he got up to a certain year, when he started having allegations talking about, look at it, look at it. Every artist, look at it. But look what was the difference between him and other artists. What are you talking about? What are you really on? Oh, you gonna break the rules? You not gonna go with the program? Oh, you're not gonna be you. Uncle Luke said not close the back. They own federal justice. They own law firms. They own district attorneys. They control the media with the propaganda. I ain't never really heard about that until Mr. President-elect, President Donald Dick Trump. It's all talking about it. Even one of his counterparts of his ethnicity said, oh, well, you don't, 90% of it is BS. So I yield back. That's my little 2 cents.
Yes, indeed. It's all political, and I'm happy that Brother Muse touched on that, because if you look at the timing of all of these allegations, and when they in Pete Gang, this is on the state level with Kim Fox. This is prior to any charges being filed, but once she did this press conference, they soon followed with state charges. They knew they didn't have a case on a state level. So what did they do? They had to elevate it to a federal level. On a federal level, they can subside the statute of limitations. And then they use the RICO as a springboard to go even further and go beyond jurisdiction. And then now we have not Chicago, not Illinois, but New York, of all places, to charge R. Kelly federally first. Then Illinois followed with their charges.
Brother Crux, please slow down with that, what you just said. Woo! Come on. He resides in, but yet you go across a whole Jewish, come on, y'all. This ain't nothing about none of that. This ain't nothing about nothing. I'm going to shift gears for a minute, just real quick, and say her name. Sam Cooke. Man, listen, I already told y'all how old I am. My late father was born in 39. Picking cotton at 7 years old. About between 10 and 12, he was introduced really fully and really embraced music. From that period all the way up to he migrated to Chicago from Belzone, Mississippi. He was a student of music. I used to always wonder why my old man, he did us. Come on, we do our thing, we go out and play all that. I can't speak for none of them. We talk, we got music, all that. We can relate all of that. I don't know what it was with me, man. um the science, the psychological, the really depth. I mean, that's I don't know. That's how God gets. I don't know. Some my brain don't. I don't understand. I don't know what it is. My sibling, we to this day, when my brother, and I hear some, and my late brother Uber missed so much because he got it. He was about movies, but I was about the music. He said it, and he was a natural born hustler to the point that I nicknamed him a deal on top of a deal. That's how much he had the anointing of a hustler, real, just genuine, no negative legal mess with about. But his whole essence, his brain worked like that, and he was able to understand how music was my impact, how I listen and hear music. You know what I mean? So I'm trying to understand. Sam Cooke was offered an offer by, I believe I'm not mistaken, I year back, Etta James and her autobiography really was pointing out some of the elements that led up to his death that the mob offered him. There's something you just can't receive. Because back then, to really acquire your publishing, to pay your way to do something, and that was unheard of for African male in that time. Why, it's very interesting that Donny Hathaway and then Mr. Kelly embraced a lot of that. He was birthed in that. He was raised in that. He was saturated with that atmosphere. Had his own unique style, but bridged the gap. You didn't see when he came along. You didn't see no respect. All the others was older and they were still doing tours and they little, thing they have it on Sunny 11. Plus you go about Sunny 11 Chicago. They get, some people get, they pass on and other people come in and, it was very interesting that he kind of I'm just saying, who controlling this? You think it's about music? No, this is not about music. It's not about music. Because why would you fight someone who said, I just want to do humanity songs, inspirational songs? I think he got more support when he did the gospel songs than he did his other stuff. And he got large catalogs of secular music. And he gave songs away to gospel artists. That to this day, I'm like, that's a song by Mr. Kelly? I didn't know that he, what? And I'm still finding out today. Got to look at it from that perspective. That's why when you have people like those of us that embrace that, that's another thing that come around to just troll you. They come in the chat, they're in your family, they're in your neighborhood, they're on your job, and they ain't saying they're a bad human, but they're manipulated, they're deceived, they've been hoodwinked for real. So what do? Just stand back, like I said, and voices for the voiceless, Brother Crux live previously. You just stand back like the Joker and Batman and just let the world burn. You don't do nothing. This is some BS. But they appeal to people's suffering, they ills, they tragedy that they themselves implemented and responsible for. That's the whole meaning of thug life. America, this is what you created. The hate you gave little influence that we have on us. That's what you created. You didn't do this, so we just presented it back to you. You don't like that, do you? That that exposed you. So what do? You try everything to control anything that speaks out to expose that. So social media in some aspects can be bad and negative, but it's so powerful and informative that's so widespread they can't get a hold on it. That's why certain channels are flagged. They paying attention, man. We saw it in the Kelly's case. Anybody don't see that, Have mercy on your soul. Respectfully, I yield back.
Yeah, but that's most definitely they most definitely is following what's going on. That's for damn sure. And for all the people who are out there watching this, and I'm bouncing around through some of my videos and some of the information that's been put out there. But I'm not sure how many people caught this when I first put it down. But I'm gonna lay it down one more time, and I want people to listen, especially my brother Jeff, Mark Muse, everybody in the chat. I want y'all to listen to what Jim Derrick got to say, and most definitely pay attention to the character Stephanie Edwards in the initial incident involving him reaching out to her.
Talk to us. And here was 26 minutes and 39 seconds of the most horrifying thing I've ever seen in my life. Kelly victimizing this girl and ultimately urinating in her mouth. Call me daddy, instructing her what to do. And we thought, once again, this is it. He's finished.
And the biggest thing about this shit that they talking about, man, so many people in America seen this goddamn tape. Nobody I know say that they saw a tape that had audio on it. Besides hearing NSYNC, Justin Timberlake, somebody in the background playing. But as far as the two people talking and conversing throughout the tape, I mean, I've yet to hear somebody say that they heard anything about Call Me Daddy or 14-year-old or any of that shit.
But it took 6 months for Chicago authorities to indict him. When they did, it was on very narrow charges of making child pornography and not statutory rape, because the girl, her mother, and her father were in Europe for 6 or 9 months.
Which actually, if I remember correctly, he turned out to be like a bass player.
Yes.
On his album.
Yeah,
right?
Guitarist and bassist who had played with Kelly. And the girl's aunt was Sparkle, whom Kelly had recorded and produced, and Sparkle had split from Kelly because of his behavior.
There go another lie. Everybody know why Sparkle, she didn't split. He dropped her ass like a bad habit. Stop lying, talking about she split. He gave her an ultimatum. She want to work with different producers. I don't want to work with other producers. If that's what you want to do, then here you go. Bye.
Let me ask this from Brother Crux and my nephew back. You ain't got to go in no details. When I ask you, you're gonna know exactly what I'm saying. I got to keep it 100. I didn't never been in the street like that. I never stuck my hand out of a window while a car was moving. You hear what I'm saying? For a little bit, you know what I mean? For a small bit. One for me, but for a little bit, you know what I mean? You know, you did, got money for this, okay. You know what I'm saying? For a little bit. It wasn't for me. It just wasn't my thing. The individual that ran it was honored by me because I was loyal like that. But because of that, when they saw my makeup like that, and you'll just, man, people set you up, bro. You just, you know what I mean? This ain't for you. Feel me, bro? You feel me? Come on, bro. Look at this, man. You mean to tell me, come on, man. You see what he's saying, bro? Come on, bro.
On top of that,
this a dangerous thing. See, this how dangerous this is. You got to really understand what's going on here in the world, in reality. See, what type of hatred or bitterness or vitriol What type of ill will you got to have or be in your emotion and your feelings that you can say whatever you can say? I don't care what your title is, man. It's America, bro. It's the United States of America, bro. We got laws. We got government. We got constitutional rights, bro. I don't care what your position is, bro. That's ethics, man. That's media, journalists, all of this. How you just gonna say something, bro, and nobody challenge what you say out of your forehead? Nobody press you. That's why I listen to Moneybag's Yo. That's why I listened to him on that album he got. The Pain Was a Person. Man, that speak right here to the situation.
Mm.
The pain was a person. He said in the song, he said, I don't care if I've been knowing your ops. I don't mess with your ops, but I've been observing. I know who do. I've been messing your ops longer than you. I ain't finna your ops, dude. So how you gonna roll with your ops? No one get this on this. What type of part of the game is that? That nigga want you to be loyal to them, but then they not gonna be loyal to you. What part of the game is that? How you gonna get on a tool because you got a platform and then you got a crack dummy sitting beside you that's not you. He said in the song, he said, I'm gonna need they need to be straight up coming up and checking them because he can't stand no pressure. No, I haven't heard nobody since back then up until now. Nobody that's real, that's solid ground, that's checked this dude, that's pressed him. And you just allowed, that's how dangerous this is. So what I'm saying is, that's purposely done. So who's protecting him? Well, he can just say and go on any platform. The one I like is when he was in, I guess, a room or some kind of room or something, and him and the guy, he was sitting there, was next to him, and the audience in front of him, and they was asking him how you come about with, that particular video. Nephew, you know what I'm talking about. That one, when you really get to understand, you say, oh, this dude has some really, I wonder what his flavor and taste is. I'm going to leave that alone, keep it moving. You really had, you seem like you was really like in your, man, what was this really about? What was this really about? So forget that. We're back. Who in alliance? Who is he surrounded by? Because remember, the people you see out front, it's never the people who running everything. There's puppets being pulled. There's individuals behind the scenes. Don't pay so much attention to the people up front that you forget and don't comprehend what's really going on behind the scenes and underground. That's what I see right there. Because there's no way on this planet Earth, man, that dude can talk for 30 years, bro, like you're doing. And nobody get, I don't mean no harm. I ain't on none of that. Nobody come talk to him. I'm going to say it like that. Nobody come talk to him. You know I ain't want to say it like that, but you get what I understand. And you able to just freely talk like that? And you a liar. You're not telling the real truth. And what's sad now you're back, my own ethnicity, my own community, majority of us, and I ain't making this no, however, we got that Willie Lynch so embedded in our psyche that anytime individuals from that ethnicity stand up and say anything against us, we're willing to burn our own family, throw them off the cliff, take them out of the world. And it's a sickness, man. It's a disease, man. And we get it. That's why we got places like Big Vac, Voices for the Voiceless, Conversation with Sir Miguel, Spitting Fire, Prima Donna, Provoke Thoughts. That's why we got these places, platforms like this. And that's why we're doing what we're doing. And people who was on the other side, forget about a side, use your common sense and ask questions and do your research, because it can be somebody of your own family. This Uncle Muse and I yield back. I understand my 2 cents. And I done went too long. Gracious to your nephew. I yield back.
No, it had to be said, man. It had to be said. It most definitely had to be said. And well, sure. And what you're gonna hear is Jim Derogatis detail when he initially reaches out to Sparkle, how she had no conversation for him. And that's very, very important to take note of, because he said he was hearing about a tape circulating. And once he got the tape, he reached out to her, but to no avail. She didn't want to have no conversation. But months pass, she get dropped from Kelly label. She reaches back out to him. She reaches, instead of her going on about her life or whatever, she reaches back out to Jim Derogatis. So what they tell you?
Yo, nephew, how do they know each other?
She had a hit record out at the time. I'm gonna say that's the basis of it, of him knowing her. She had a hit record out at the time. That alone, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna just say that, but they may have deeper ties than that. But I know originally he say he originally reached out to her first, and I'm gonna let y'all hear what he say. But I want us to tie this in before we get out of here tonight and make sense of it. You know, and we not just make sense of it, expose it for what it is. So let me get to it. See where we at.
When I first called her in 2000 and said, we are hearing stories of your niece, and she freaked out on me. I don't know what happens behind closed doors. You're talking about one of the loves of my life, my blood. She hung up on me and, freaked out on me. I don't know what happened. Basis to it played with Kelly, and the girl's aunt was Sparkle, whom Kelly had recorded and produced, and Sparkle had split from Kelly because of his behavior. When I first called her in 2000 and said, we are hearing stories of your niece, and she freaked out on me. I don't know what happens behind closed doors. You're talking about one of the loves of my life, my blood. She hung up on me. And now she was calling about this tape. There's a tape on the streets. I had said, until we have the tape, there's not much we can do, Stephanie. And then the tape appears.
Now, Jeff Taylor.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You're a street nigga. Uncle Muse, you know how the streets work. Jeff, I need for you to break that down. Do you need me to play it back one more time for you and stop it, and for you to break it down the way that you analyzed it, what he just said?
Yeah, play it back for me, bro. Play it back for me.
Listen closely to the moves now. Listen to the plays being made. We're going to talk street talk. Listen to the plays being made.
And produced, and Sparkle had split from Kelly because of his behavior. When I first called her in 2000 and said, we are hearing stories of your niece, and she freaked out on me. I don't know what happens behind closed doors. You're talking about one of the loves of my life, my blood. She hung up on me. And now she was calling about this tape. There's a tape on the streets. I had said, until we have the tape, there's not much we can do, Stephanie. And then the tape appears. When I first called her in 2007.
So who the fuck delivered the tape?
Come on, man.
Come on, man.
Come on, bro. Let me say this, brother Crust up, man.
They can't, man, Uncle Mule, let me tell these niggas something on these YouTube streets, man. They can't fuck with Big Five when it come to this shit, man.
Come on, nephew.
I do this shit, man.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Who the source he don't want to give up? He just told everybody.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to yield back and let y'all dissect it, man, because I know I ain't crazy.
Man, like that right there, I'm so happy. And you caught it. Like that right there speaks volumes to how manipulative that these people, they so slick, they out slick themselves.
Mm-hmm.
He ain't even aware that he exposed the whole play. Like
it's privilege. It's privilege.
Yeah.
It's a privileged mindset. I cannot ever be touched before my time leaves the earth. I really believe that he embodies that when he speaks. He's very calculated. You got to hear that. That's a satanic anointing right there.
Yeah.
That you can dare say what you're saying in such a way, and he leaves in pieces. So not only are you talking about that's your source indirectly, but then you throwing that person on the bus at the same time. Then you presenting yourself as, I'm the savior. I'm your savior, your black community. You should be thanking me because look what I did. I got that monster off the street. I should be credited for that. And you hear me in another conversation interview testifying of that when he mentions how Mr. Kelly mentioned him in a song. Did you hear the voice, the sound that came out of him, his body language? Respectfully, I got to go here, and I'm not even going to really get in. I'm going to say it. Please forgive me for what I'm saying, because I don't normally talk like this. It was almost like he got a satanic orgasm when he heard, he missing me in the song. People probably missed that. I never did. So this was all about what? This was all about that. And you was in the position of your career title.
What else, Scott?
And who was you in alliance with politically, allegedly, that brings us back full circle? Are you back, nothing?
Mr. Jim Derrick Goddess, whatever your name is.
Yeah.
You been trying to destroy me for 25 years.
Did you hear his reaction when he heard that? When he said that in the interview? I forgot who the person he was you talking about. Did you hear his whole body language? How his whole color, did you see that?
Man.
So Sky
Life and
I just
man
unlocked. Well, I ain't gonna say I just unlocked. I did a live on this months ago. And I don't know if a lot of people paid attention to what it was I was pointing out to them. But we have been talking. And the reason why he didn't want to give up his anonymous sources because she didn't qualify to even get back on the stand as a witness.
We can't do nothing without the tape. I got off the phone with her. Next thing you know, the tape appeared.
Skylife, Skylife, I need you to hear this, man. I need you to hear this, Skylife. Let me know if you still here, and I'm gonna play it back for you.
Talk that talk, man. Talk that talk.
Man, look, they've been playing on me too long, man. I've been sitting on this for some months, man.
We gotta really dive into what is behind this guy's motives. Why have you been?
Not only his motive. Not only his motive.
Not only his motive. Not at all.
Who's the culprit? Sounds to me, Sparkle is the culprit. He's the vehicle that's driving it, but she's supplying the fuel.
Scar's still trying to get even.
He has
connected to though.
He have the journalist, which means he has the media power to push it.
This was a well orchestrated.
Yes, Jim Derogatis has the media power, and all she needed was for him to put it out public, you know, and she only became, because you can't go forward without going backwards first. She when he initially, because this is important, when he initially reached out to her, she didn't have shit to say to him about nothing. She even doubled down and said, "That's my niece. I love her, you know, and that's somebody I care about. Why would this, that, and the third?" Then later on down the road, he didn't reach back out to her. She reached back out to him. But by this time, she was no longer a part of R. Kelly's label. Now you saying it's time to get even. This is a scorned woman who at this point will go to any measure to bring Robert down. And that's what she did. You gotta hear it. I mean, I like hearing this shit, man. I'm sorry. I know a lot of people say, why you be repeating it and playing it back? Because, man, you gotta hear it, bro. You gotta hear the shit. You gotta hear the setup. We've been saying, and I'm true, I've been saying Demetrius. I'm talking about as far as the tape go. I've been saying Demetrius Smith. I said Barry Hankinson as far as the tape go. But this whole tape situation was all surrounding one person. As far as moving the tape around. Now, how it was created and how it was put together, I don't know how they managed to put it together. But Sparkle was the one who initiated this bullshit to begin with. What's up, Skylight? What's up with you? What's going on, Sky?
Hey, how you doing?
Man, I got something for you.
What up, Sky?
Hey.
What up, Skylight? What up, sis?
Who is that?
Down in the building. Uncle Muse, Skylight in the building. What's good?
How you doing?
Man, come on, man. Come on, Skylight. Break this bread with us. Break it down from a woman's perspective.
Yeah, we got something we want you to break down for us.
From a woman's perspective.
And we want to know, is you picking now? Is you picking up the same thing we picking up from this conversation?
Okay.
All right, I'm finna play it. Listen closer to what Jim Derogatis is talking about. He's talking about the tape situation. You remember we do remember what he initially said, right? He didn't want to testify because he didn't want to give up his source. And he said he received the tape from an anonymous source, right? But is you have to make sense of this too, though, and I want to say that before I play this. How can you give up an anonymous source? Anonymous means you don't know. So how can you give up what you don't know?
Right.
But we gonna find out what he meant by he didn't want to give up his source. Okay, here we go. Skylight, listen up.
Him. When they did, it was on very narrow charges of making child pornography and not statutory rape, because the girl, her mother, and her father were in Europe for 6 or 9 months.
Which actually, if I remember correctly, he turned out to be like a bass player on his album.
Yeah,
right?
Guitarist and bassist who had played with Kelly, and the girl's aunt was Sparkle, whom Kelly had recorded and produced, and Sparkle had split from Kelly because of his behavior. When I first called her in 2000 and said, we are hearing stories of your niece, and she freaked out on me. I don't know what happens behind closed doors. You're talking about one of the loves of my life, my blood. She hung up on me. And now she was calling about this tape. There's a tape on the streets. I had said, until we have the tape, there's not much we can do, Stephanie. And then the tape appears, and I had to watch it with Sparkle, Stephanie Edwards.
So she trying to say that she had the tape? Can you hear me?
I said, is he trying to say that, or did he say that? He say when he first heard about the tape, he reached out to her.
Right.
She said she didn't want to have no parts of the conversation. You talking about one of the loves of my life, my beloved niece, this, that, and the third. Then he goes on to say she reaches back out to him, and told him. Now he called her first about it. She didn't want to talk. Then she called him back, whatever the gap is between. She calls him back and tell him that she's hearing about the tape all of a sudden. He tell her, well, there's nothing we can do without the tape. Then he say, all of a sudden, the tape appeared.
He's lying. Because how all of a sudden the tape just gonna appear? Like, come on now, girl. You had the tape.
I believe when he told Sparkle there's nothing that he can do to help her without the tape, she the one delivered the tape to the mailbox. He gave her the address. He gave her his address. She delivered the tape. She called him and told him, because you remember he said he got an anonymous call to say, go to your mailbox. He went to the mailbox. There was an envelope in there. The envelope concealed the tape. He got the tape. Now he just say him and Sparkle watched the tape as well. So is he adding to the story to make it to protect Sparkle? Sound like he adding all these other variables to this story to protect Sparkle as an anonymous person. The whole time, Sparkle, when he heard about the tape, he reached out to her. She denied it because she was still signed to Kelly. When Kells dropped her,
why are you protecting Sparkle? Because she was already, like, first of all, in the spirit of justice. See, this is what I don't like about these fake people. In the spirit of justice, you say you want him to go down because it's justice and it's the law. Okay, now let's do justice and the law and rights, human rights and civil rights. Now, why would you protect anybody? If you should want all the information clearly documented in the court in regards to how this whole thing happened. If there was a tape, where the tape came from. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, why are you I don't like that. And then
do you know a couple months back? Now I broke down another interview of him a couple months back. He was accusing the Nation of Islam of giving him the tape.
Yes, he did. And I heard it.
I just don't even like this dude. Like once we saw that he was not about to testify, I'm telling you, I'm so done with him. I'm so done.
And didn't Sparkle get threw off the stand in 2008 or whatever when it was, or was it just Lisa Van Allen? I thought it was both of them.
Now you know what? I really have to go back and look at that case because I don't know nothing about that case.
Yeah,
I know it was Lisa Van Allen for sure.
Yeah, I don't know about Sparkle though, but I knew it was Lisa Van Allen. I'm not sure about Sparkle though.
We need to find out about that case too.
Yeah.
Definitely. It's very important that
they said in transcripts back then in 2008, the judge even said, Rotten Tomatoes, even the prosecution said that the tape was doctored. They even said it's in the transcript.
See, we need that.
This was getting my brain that people don't get and pay attention. That's why you got to be careful. But let me say it like this.
Let
me say about this. Uncle Luke said this about an artist. We know who the artist is. Whatever. I ain't gonna go to name. I ain't gonna do that. He said, when the feds come get you, normally, they don't come in broad daylight. When they come get you now, they come at you. They didn't did their homework. They didn't cover it every day and turn off every rock. You know, Tupac. I ain't talking about Tupac. The other rival was I had back then. I knew what I'm talking about. So he said, man, when they come like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
They come in daylight and wait in daylight.
Yeah. Well, I just wanted to come up here because I keep on missing Big Bad Labs. I wanted to come in here and chop it up with y'all and say hello. And
what's up, Sky? But
I just want you to know I'm on my way out. I'm so happy. Y'all see they got Jay-Z. Mute Jay-Z. He going down. I'm so happy. Like y'all just don't even know.
What happened was before you bounce? You know you can't give it to me like that. Now what happened with Jay?
Right.
Come on now, you don't know. He just got a civil lawsuit saying he freaked the girl down. 13 years old. Is that JT?
What?
13. Guess with who? 2000 and 2000 with who? P. Diddy. The gig is up. The gig is up.
Listen, Skylight. The reason I keep missing Tupac's name because there's a lot of information that Pac spoke about stuff that he wasn't a part of, that they really vilify him, you know what I mean, because he wasn't a part of that. And he wasn't in that, and he spoke about it. He put it in his songs like that. He wasn't on that. He stood on business. That was a problem because them individuals was in alliance with political power.
Yep, and they ostracized.
So he was a threat. They wanted so that's why you can't really tell about who took him out because it was he advocated. People wanted him off the map.
Yeah,
because of he sent those dicks. I yield back, Skylar. You get what I'm saying. So I'm right with
you. Get it. See, this is the thing. Now we know why they didn't come in and aid and assist Kels. We know why they sat back and tried to act like, he was a demon, trying to hide, to make themselves look bigger. But it's all coming out that they worse than him. And we all know that with P. Diddy, Jay-Z started with a civil suit. So let the floodgates open. I'm telling you, y'all, I'm so happy right now. I don't even know what to do. I'm so happy right now. I'm telling you, it's over with.
Hey, he need to give Kels his $75 million before they get his ass in there.
but guess what, guys? Now we know why we heard rumors about Jay-Z and Beyonce divorcing. They breaking up, they separate. Yeah, because they trying to get them assets set up before they get froze up. They knew this was coming down the pipe. Once they called Diddy, I'm telling you, boy, this y'all finna be talking cash money, garbage. Cash money.
It's got life. people, and I get back on this because it was just a privilege just to hear you. Just don't know how you've been missed on the platform. Just period what you got, because you just don't know. And my vocabulary, human vocabulary, not even adequate to even express that. But do you understand? Did you understand? People didn't get why Mr. Kelly ain't saying that. Why he ain't do? Y'all don't get this thing. They don't understand how this stuff works behind closed doors. They don't get this. See, the public, what they presented. You don't know. Do you know what kind of individual you got to have to be in the midst of that and be like, you know what? God did give me a blessing. He did give me you know what? I went left. He wanted me to go to right. He left me to my own choice. But you know what? Man, I ain't known that. I'm trying to get back to this goodness over here. And this over here, man, I ain't known none of that. But in the same time, man, I'm like, shucks, how the hell do I get out of this? You know what? In the meantime, I'm going to maintain my integrity, man. I ain't going. Do you know what it takes to have your sanity and still album after album after album, get stuff away, maintain goodness, your energy is good. Do you know what it takes to do that? And then when they do come to you and throw everything at you, your health is jeopardy. They just do all kind of lies, you know. And then you still lock down all these years and you still maintain your integrity.
That's right. Chaos.
Man, your character, who you really are. And everybody that rise up against you, you ain't said nothing about bad about no human. You not one time did it. But everybody that rise up against you fallen. In the words of J-Rock, Mr. Timeline. Everyone that came up and said that he ain't talking by no one. Even when they try to trick him and get him to comment on Diddy, he still didn't go. And look what happened.
That's right.
That left I year back. That's getting too damn deep for me.
Yeah, but see, that's what I'm saying. Matter of fact, y'all, I might even have to go lad because I'm so happy, and I ain't even going. You know what? Just like they ain't do, I ain't even gonna go off the paperwork. I'm just gonna go off the propaganda pieces that I see pop up on social media. I ain't even gonna be dwelling in facts. I'm just gonna be.
I get you. Hey, I try to wait for everything like prima donna. I try to wait for everything, but I get you, Tyler. I get you, sis. I get you.
I just don't like how they did Kels, y'all. I don't like it.
No,
I don't like it. So I feel like the petty juices need to flow. Y'all wasn't dealing with the facts in his case. So why do we have to respect your case? You didn't respect his. Y'all was saying everything y'all wanted to, pulling stuff out your hip, out the side, everything.
Yeah, but we gonna still gotta maintain the rights. Come on.
Yeah, I'm just one day, and then we'll have some integrity.
Yeah. I hear you. You just don't know how good to hear your voice, bro. You just don't know.
You know what? I'm trying to come back now. Things are slowing down. My life it be life.
I'm gonna say, where the hell you been, man?
I trust me. I've been here man, if I could explain y'all, I just can't be telling y'all because it's like weirdos and stalkers on
we ain't. Come on now, I'm shut man. I'm in Grand Crossing. Come on now. That's why I said I'm in Grand Crossing. So
okay.
Come on, real talk. So you know what I mean. I'd have been in the wild. I'd have stayed in the wild honest, man, in Roseland. So come on now.
Okay. Yeah.
I already got you. It's good to hear from you. It's good to hear from you, man. On the real.
Thank you, because that's welcoming, and I'm sure I'm gonna tap back in. That's why I said I see Big Bad Lab. I gotta tap in because he always tap in on me. So I'm like, I gotta tap in.
Yeah. We got Crux in the building. Crux even took out his day, man. He did a long live earlier, got locked, and then still turned around and came and popped in on Vibe.
Well, where's the link? I don't have the link, but what's the link, JT?
Oh, suck.
Oh, for the voiceless, I got to get the link to you. Somebody drop the voices because I ain't gonna be able to.
Okay, it's called The Voices of the Voices.
Voices for the voiceless.
Yeah. The voices before the voices.
No. Voices
for the voiceless.
Voiceless.
Okay, hold on. I'm finna do it right now while I'm on here. Hold on.
Voices, like your voice is
Yeah,
voices.
man. Appreciate you though,
For
Queen.
the
Hey,
voice.
you already know,
Hey,
in the
Crux. Hey, Crux. That's what happened, Crux.
what happened?
That's what we just got blessed with, man. Mr. Timeline.
Oh, Mr.
They
Timeline
walked themselves in the building, bro.
Man, Jay Rizner, what's up, my
The
nigga?
one and only Mr. Timeline. Our brothers in the building.
The voice.
What's happening, big guy? What's going on? Muse. I see look like D Map. Jeff, what's happening? Skylight and Sleep in, I see.
Hey there.
What up, Dove?
When I saw Big Guy had Jim Dare fat ass up here.
Right. Here greasy.
I already knew. But I'm confused about something. He said he talked to Sparkle and said there's rumors and stuff flying around about the tape. And then when he said Sparkle was upset, he sat and watched the tape with Sparkle. But then he goes back and says, well, the Nation of Islam gave me the tape. Who gave you the tape, Jim? Who gave you the tape? Did you have it yourself, or did the Nation of Islam turn around and give you the damn tape? You said that's who had it.
Slow down, J-Rock. You teaching class now, J-Rock. Slow down, Mr. Timeline.
I'm confused all to be damned right now.
Look,
and see, that's one of the main reasons why he didn't take the stand, because that little tidbit that I just told y'all, that was gonna get him in the crosshairs on the stand.
Oh yeah, he didn't want to go no cross examination now, because anything they ask him is a win for us. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? That's why he did best to stay down.
Skylight, the only stand that Jim Dare got us is going to be on is an ice cream stand. We all know that.
Thank you. But it's sad though, because like I was saying earlier, in the respect for justice, because the way to do it ain't in the media like he did the smear campaign. Sit your big behind down on the stand and put it in. Make it, if it's about legal, then how come when it's time to make it legal, you don't want to do it? You all see what I'm saying? It doesn't make sense. You say you want him locked up in the court of law, but you don't want to sit down in the court to bring the information you have to help put him there, but you want to smear his name. I can't.
You know what, Skylight, look at this. I said this earlier, and Skylight, listen to this. I think we don't really grasp what it is to witness being Let me go to it first. You was, person just, doing some nickel diamond stuff. Then you start to elevate, start to graduate for a minute. You know what I'm saying? You became a regent, then you became a first chief, then you become a governor, then you become a board member. You know what I mean? Then now, shoot, you got you moving around like you that one. From that bottom place you was, do you know that this individual still down there? Oh, they respect you because you done moved up through the ranks. But they ego, man, will still, any chance they get, they'll set you up. But when you got somebody that's in that inner circle, that's loyal like that, that's thorough, I don't care what these bastards do that's around you, that shake and they buckle. Because you loyal, you ain't let anybody around you take you out. They don't understand the magnitude of jealousy that exists. This man was in another interview and he was talking about when Kelly mentioned him in a song. Do you know the energy that illuminated from his body language? His whole face expression changed when he said, who he mentioned the song? The song that Kelly did that mentioned Jim Duggan, his whole energy changed. And I sat back there and said, man, anybody watch? I said, you mean to tell me that's all this is about? Wow. Satan got kicked out with Lucifer in heaven. He got kicked out of heaven because of jealousy. That's the bottom line. The why we got evil on the planet. I'm not even gonna touch that. That's a whole. We'll talk about that next year. Jealousy is so wicked and so evil that it's so cunning, and it can mask itself in a nice package. And if you don't have discernment, if you ain't been out here moving around and grew up and bumped your head out here in these streets and been through some things, you got people who are standing right next to you and rub shoulders to you, they smile at you. And, yes, sir, Mr. Williams. Yes, sir. Miss Smith. Yeah, yes, you do. And walk past. Hey, man, hey, man, I'm not going to leave at home 1 o'clock, bro. Hey, you going to be around the back of the butt. You know what I mean? Yeah, get come on, man. Man, here, you got this. Yeah, man, I'm glad you. But when somebody's loyal, I yield back. I think somebody picking up what I just laid down.
You know what, Skylife? Here's the thing. We all know in order for Jim Derrick guys to get in on stand, you're gonna have to get a can of WD-40 and spray in that stand so you can actually slide in there.
Right.
That's gonna be the best way to get him in the stand on the stand, number one. And then on top of that, with Jim, like you said, like me was saying, and I saw that whole thing when he said about his whole energy up basically changed. If you look at the whole thing, and I remember on one of the Star Wars movies I remember a while back, Yoda said something very powerful once. He said he was talking about how people wound up treading down to the dark side, and he said, fear leads to anger, anger leads to hate, hate leads to suffering. If you look at it in regards to R. Kelly, and I kind of twisted it up, changed it up a little bit. In regards to R. Kelly, jealousy leads to envy. Envy leads to hate. Hate leads to contempt.
Whoo. Man, J-Rock.
Jealousy had been the seed against this man the whole time. Because if you really look at it, because I remember somebody posted a video talking about how R&B is dead recently. And I said, look, R&B had been on life support for nearly a decade. And then you really took R&B out when you decided to lock him up, because now look, you got Beyonce talking about doing country projects, and even K. Michelle talking about doing country projects. I promise you, R. Kelly out, R. Kelly doing music, they ain't doing no country projects when R. Kelly around.
Yeah. Well, I mean, shout out to K. Michelle, because Kels is really trying to, support her.
But I'm just saying they may do like a couple songs or two, but they're not gonna try to completely flip.
But hey, J-Rock, I'm glad I got you, man. That's a song that recently I heard. And I don't know how you feel about exactly what you just said, but it gives me encouragement to at least try to, maintain, really introduce something. Kenny Lattimore, Jamal Braxton, something that we can make love to. That's the single. It ain't even a whole album. Being researching like I do, just constantly feeding, on my, I got different schedules, so I'm able to just be really into my playlist and really looking for stuff that's, coming out. And I'm like, whoa, where's this come from? J-Rock, it's tight. It's J-Rock. When I say it's tight, man, it got that, it got that old school R&B, that 90s. It's tight. When I say it's tight, anytime I hear a song like that, J-Rock, and I'll get back and I put it on repeat like that, I'm like, ooh. I ain't saying the disrespect taking away from nothing. Something to help and I ain't the artist, man. Whatever people think they name of, that's your opportunity to. I'm just saying, don't let the labels in this industry make you a slave. You the brand and the product. I know people don't agree with a lot of stuff that may be going on with certain artists, but I'm saying, if you can sit down with someone like Master P, I'm just saying from my perspective, J-Rock, I'm not even in this really. I'm just using common sense. I'm saying it's worth. I yield back to tell like J-Rock.
Well, you know what? and with Kenny Lattimore, I like Kenny Lattimore. My only beef with Kenny Lattimore is because he married a couple of women I had a thing for. Obviously, Shantae number one, and then he turned around and married a woman by the name of Faith Jenkins, if you know as Judge Faith.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah.
So, and the funny part about it, she was in college around the same time I was in college.
Oh, wow. Oh, I ain't gonna touch that one. I'm not gonna touch that. Well, I ain't gonna touch that.
So
I ain't gonna touch that.
Yeah, but
yeah, he got a song my Bryson called "Something We Can Make Love To." That's the title of the song. It's a single. I guess it's been out for a number of weeks now. J-Rock, when I tell you, it's going to give you that man, bro. I was hesitant. I'm like, man, I'm like, you know what? My different shift got me in a whole different mode. I'm like, man, let me go in. I'm like, whoo, I'm feeling that. And then I go in the comment section. You know what I mean? And I say, wow. Okay. You look it up. It's called Something We Can Make Love To. Kenny Lattimore featuring Tamar Bryson. Yep. I don't know how long it's been out when they did it. Not sure, but just recently heard it. Yep, some weeks ago. It's J-Rock. It's tight. Trust me, it's tight.
Yeah, and I really look at it like everybody talk about the state of R&B music. R&B has been on the downturn for a long time, and like I said, now it's not even the same. It's the R&B really doesn't. Literally, you can't really say R&B really exists anymore.
Right.
You really can't say it because even the young artists out right now, they're not really doing any R&B.
Right.
And if you look at one of the main things that was missing out of R&B, which is one of the contributing factors besides them railroading R. Kelly the way they did, is the absence of black groups. You don't have black R&B groups like you used to. You don't have that. You don't have the SWVs, the Silks, the Shies, the Escapes, the Jodeci's, the Boys to Men, the H-Towns. Like I said, the Mint Conditions, even though Mint Condition was more of a band than a group, which is another category, that's another dying breed altogether. But we're talking about some of the building blocks that made R&B what it was. And it's unfortunately that they don't get promoted anymore.
I just sent it to you, J-Rock.
Yeah, I'm about to go ahead. I'm about to have to check that out a little bit later.
You're gonna trust me. You're gonna like that. You're gonna struggle with based on what you said, but you're gonna like, you know what? Yeah. This is what's up. This is what's up. It's the only thing I've heard thus far to get us back to. And don't get me wrong. You got to move with the time, the changes. You got all of that. Everybody has their right when that time comes around in certain eras to get their freedom of expression, all of that. That's good, all of that. I'm just saying, when it starts to be kind of a concern, you know what I mean? What they doing? But you got to look at the ones who's in office in government. So, that's we don't do that in our community. We look at the artists and us, but we don't go beyond that. That's why I'm at with it. Have your concern, have your all that. Your voice needs to be heard, but you have to know how this thing works, and we don't get educated like that. That's why when we do try to present our concerns, we get to hollering and screaming and yelling, and those individuals often like it was in Chicago with Mayor Johnson. And I ain't on got it. I'm with the system, but the way you got to go about that didn't. got to be real strategic and like playing chess. That's how this thing works. And we're not educated understanding that.
But you know what? But you know what? I got to give a shout out to Vibe, because when Vibe posted that link on Twitter when Dr. Umar had that lecture.
Yeah.
And he was talking about when he was talking about the issue, the real reasons why R. Kelly, Bill Cosby, and Puffy were in jail.
Ooh, I wanted to comment on that.
And it was absolutely, and I guarantee you, I didn't see the reaction of the crowd because the camera was focused on Dr. Umar. You only saw the backs of the heads of the audience.
But I heard J-Rock, the voices and how their reaction was. This is my thing. No disrespect to Umar. I don't rock. I'm not on none of that. I'm not really sold out to what he's talking about. I'm just gonna keep it 100. And here's my reason why. It's been how long since Mr. Cosby case, this Mr. Kelly case. This just
they kind of overlapped each other. So
yeah, there you go, J-Rock. It's just me as a human being observing. There is no excuse when you know that your voice is an influence. I don't care what your motive is. You're gonna be way in left field. I don't care about none of that. However, you're gonna use this, whatever it is, to speak on whatever form you is, especially on Mr. Kelly, Ms. Cosby. And you're not going to even, which is available. We did how many people in this sector that went over transcripts so that individuals don't think we making this stuff up. And yet, because of what's planted in the minds of individuals, they still don't even, you being that type of individual, just unfortunately how this thing works. This is how we travel people, man. This how we affected by this Woody Lynch, man. However, that's why I respect him. Because he brings some, and then the other interview you had when he was sitting on the couch. You know what I'm talking about, J-Rock. So this was like a, man, next level stuff. I didn't like it because of the crowd energy. He tried to backpedal and I understood what he was doing, why he was doing. Because the people in the audience, without even saying it, I know what their mind was at. Aaliyah and the tape. People gonna go to their grave. There's people older. I'm 58, J-Rock. There's people older than me that's never gonna leave that alone. They're gonna go to the grave like that. And they refuse to do the research and look into it. That's what we're dealing with.
But you know what?
I yield back to you, J-Rock.
But you know what? But you know the one thing that Dr. Umar did say, and he kind of acted, and he kind of came out with that when he started breaking that stuff down, and then other people was trying to butt in and was trying to kind of overtalk him. The first thing he said, "See, this is why you can never beat anything as far as any politics or get anything going, is because you're too emotional. You can't beat political process or anything with emotion."
Yep, he did say that.
The emotion comes from church.
Yep, he said that. Yep, he said that.
So you cannot beat anything with emotion. So now, but I'll tell you what, whenever I had discussions with people in regards to it, a lot of people get real quiet. Because now all of a sudden it's like, wait, man. Ain't nobody told me this. And you might know the first thing they do. Where'd you get this? Where'd you get your information from? I asked you, where you get your information from?
Right.
Well, I know. Well, you know what? I shouldn't even ask that question because I already know where you got your information from.
Right. Well, out of respect for him, you know what I mean? You give them the benefit of the doubt. You know what I'm saying? I got, that's a good way for them to say, well, then, man, where you get yours from, bro? You know what I'm saying? I got you, Jay, right? That's how you got to do it, bro. You know what I mean? Yeah. I just wish that individuals of that caliber on that level don't say nothing This is in my soul, bro. And I don't mean no ill will, with all humility and respect, bro. Don't say nothing if you're not going, if you haven't followed the trial and looked at the transcript to see what was going on in the trial and ask yourself, why didn't they really publicize that? Why didn't they, didn't they, you got, but yet you're going to take that opportunity because of the magnitude of that particular, based on who you are, and utilize that for allegedly your brand, your, I think that's bogus. I think that's bogus, and you out of order, and you piss on my community like that. While at the same time, you talking about you speaking, I'm just seeing what it is. I'm just seeing what it is. I've been around it, I see. Because if you ain't going to see and what is available to anybody, I'm gonna have people on the job and say a few things and like, man, I didn't even know that. I said, yeah, because I said, I called you, bro. We don't read, we don't study nothing. We go whatever's been said. Man, I didn't know that. Yeah. Man, where you find the medicine in France? You can get that anywhere. Wow, boy, I didn't know that. See? So how can you stand on something and voice your, that's dangerous to live like that. It don't mean nothing. I yield back there, Rock, until they come knocking on your door or your family or someone close to you. Then all of a sudden, how can they do this? We got right, they're wrong. I'm for everything. I have no problem with that. I got you. I'm gonna be with you during that time. That's why I like the conscious rappers back then. The teachers back then that was more respected about going to the library. I ain't gonna disrespect to the computers and the internet. It really helps J-Rock. I'm telling you, I'm telling you, J-Rock, I'll be lost if I didn't have none of that stuff today. But back then, man, you had to go to the library, bro, to do that research paper, J-Rock. I yield back to you, bro. J-Rock, I ain't lying. I'm telling the truth now. I yield back. You picking up when I'm laying down.
Yeah, I'm picking up where you laying down. First off, a lot of people they run with everything that's being said, but you got to be careful who you listen to when you say particular stuff, because like I've said before, and I'll say it again, and my point keeps being proven. Every time individuals, especially major individuals with big platforms, say something ill about R. Kelly or negative, they catch their own private hell.
Yes, sir. You said that.
And every time, and the more we go forward, the more right I'm proving.
Yeah,
I'm proving more right each and every time.
Video, his live he did the other day. We mentioned that, J-Rock. We so mentioned you, bro. We so said that, bro. Yes, sir. Wow, man, that's amazing, bro. Wow.
I just said, look, I'm just smart enough to read the tea leaves. To look at it, I'm like, man, y'all out here saying all this BS. And the funny part about it, when it said in the Bible, touch not my anointed and do my prophets no harm. You think that was only for ministers, preachers, and pastors?
J-Rock, don't start. You teaching the class now. I'm not even gonna say nothing. I ain't gonna touch none of that. You 100% correct. Wow. Woo, man. Yes.
I just sat back and watched. I'm like, look, I'm just sitting back with my popcorn, just eating, just looking like, okay.
Right.
Keep on talking. Keep on talking. Keep on talking.
I got you, man. I gotta forgive me, man. I gotta put you in an interview, a short interview, man. Let's shift gears for a minute. Oh man, I'm getting in trouble with nephew, but I'll make it.
Just a second, man. We got the breaking news about Jay-Z on here right quick.
Okay, let me get you one thing. J-Rock, The Chicago Bears. Come on, man. The Blackhawks. Why y'all keep changing coaches, but the owners, the front office, have no accountability? That you don't get scrutinized by your decision and your I'm gonna yield back to you.
Well, if you talk about teams like that, you're talking about
coming up with these issues, they keep on bringing coaches in, and they cook it, and then they just blaming everything on the coaches.
But see, the problem is the fan bases don't hold the organizations accountable.
Wow.
The fan bases don't hold the organization, the front office accountable, because the fan bases are the ones that buy the tickets. They're the ones that buy the tickets. They're the ones that buy the concessions. They're the one that buy the jerseys, all the other gears, especially here we are with the Christmas holidays. Normally, NFL stuff, NFL gear, stuff like that. They start selling a lot more of it because it's the holidays. You've seen the reports online that say that the online shopping set a record on Black Friday over the last talk about the most ever.
Yeah, I did. So you saying that marketing and lost the word, it trumps. Oh wow, man.
Well, you know what? Music. It's funny you should say that.
It's about no win. It's about
say that. Here's why I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna tag on this point right quick. I'm gonna use the Dallas Cowboys as an example. Okay. Jerry Jones.
Ooh, that's a good example.
Obviously, the Cowboys are supposed to be right now the most valuable sports franchise in the country. Possibly, possibly the world, maybe, but I know within the U.S. it's the most valuable franchise.
Yeah.
I told Cowboy fans this time and time again. I said Jerry Jones is not going to give a damn really about winning as long as Jerry's still getting paid. Why? Because the Cowboys are already marketable. They already got a big brand, and they're going to push their brand. If the brand is still being pushed, even if the Cowboys are mediocre, he's cool because he's still getting paid. Recently, there was a report out saying that Jerry Jones said, "Do not be surprised if Mike McCarthy gets a contract extension after this year."
Wow.
Because I told the fan, I said, as long as you guys still buy the tickets, go to the games, all that stuff, even if the team is mediocre, he cool because the brand is still getting paid.
That's almost like the same thing what they have in Chicago with the Bears trying to stay at Soldier Field and create a dome in that area, or go to Arlington, out there in Arlington.
I heard about that new stadium. That was built.
Which is plenty. It'll be all the money come to them. Soldier Field, the Park District own that. So they pimping Soldier Field.
Yeah, because I heard about that new stadium that's supposed to be built over there by the South Loop over there, close to the lake.
Yeah. They really trying to stay there, but really it's better for them if they go. But then you think about the people out there, they don't probably want them out. You know what I mean? Look at that type of, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That atmosphere in that area is kind of like, conservative.
It's kind of construction starting this coming year.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be completed in 2028. Now what makes this so significant is this. If you notice, if you paid attention to the NFL landscape and everything that goes on with it, whenever a team gets a new stadium and that stadium is built, within the next 3 years after the stadium is built, that city hosts the Super Bowl.
Ooh. Wow.
So if the Chicago Bears So if that Chicago Bears get that new stadium in 2028, look, by 2031, Chicago is going to be hosting the Super Bowl.
Wow.
I guarantee you within the next 3 years after that stadium's being built, Chicago's going to host the Super Bowl.
Wow. And if I maxed out with my pension, that's the year they got on my paperwork that if I leave, I'll be 65. Well, I'm not trying to stay there that long. That is just interesting. They ain't got nothing to do with that, but that's just interesting you said that. Yeah. Wow. Help me understand what you just said. Yeah. Wow.
Look at the last couple stadiums. Look at SoFi Stadium in LA. Look at Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas. Both have already hosted Super Bowl.
Man, I ain't never thought about that, but that makes so much sense, bro. Wow. Man. Nephew! Nephew! Apologize, nephew. I had to put J-Rock on the interview. Nephew, talk to us, nephew. I apologize, nephew. I'll make it up to you, nephew, whatever you need.
Well, no, I appreciate it, Muse. I mean, it's. I was glad I was able to break down something that you didn't know.
Man, bro, that really, man.
Mm-hmm.
Now I understand. Now you know what? Now when I look at Coach Prime, it's so much respect for him, man, and understand this people. Oh man, and to be solid like that. What you surrounded with, how this stuff work, and you got it is what it is. It's a business, but you got so many bumps, man.
And take a look at.
This ain't for the weak and the timid, man.
Yeah, and also too, take a look at New Orleans, because the Superdome, because New Orleans is hosting the Super Bowl this year. A little over 3 years ago, Superdome wound up Caesar Superdome now. Went up and had a massive renovation to the tune of $500 million. So they did a massive renovation at the Superdome, and now they're hosting the Super Bowl again. Even though the fact that New Orleans probably is the city that hosts the Super Bowl more than any other venue, but it really picked up again because really and truly New Orleans was supposed to host it last year, but it conflicted. But it conflicted with Mardi Gras. So they couldn't host it. That's why it was pushed this year.
Why would they even make a difference though? Well, I thought that was totally
because it would have been the same. It would have been the same weekend as Mardi Gras.
Oh,
you got Mardi Gras and the Super Bowl crowd in that area.
Oh yeah, I know people at my job go that, man. They do that annually, bro. They try to get away.
No way the city would have been able to hold that kind of those two crowds and that type of congestion. No.
Wow, man.
Wouldn't have been able to hold all that.
Man, this stuff is, and that's what a lot of. Well, I think I heard Master P talking about that. We're not being taught the business. He's talking about the business.
You know, Master P got some adversity going on right now as well.
What?
I heard about the story with Master P talking about his son being involved in stealing
refrigerators. Oh yeah. Well, yeah.
But you know, they fly anyway. They fly anyway to come.
Right, nephew? It ain't him directly. It's just his,
it's his son. But his son is on a scholarship in college. You know, he's a good athlete. You know. So, you don't want to have that kind of remind you of the same shit with Jameis Winston in the crab legs. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You in college, you trying to go to the pros. You don't need none of this shit.
Right.
But it's, by you being Master P's son, they get the publicity that
man.
If you were just a regular person, it wouldn't even be televised. Right. That it's Master P's son. And how the fuck is stealing 2 refrigerators? Come on, man. You talking about a multi-millionaire. Need to steal 2 goddamn refrigerators? Really?
Yeah, and here's the thing. You're talking about Master P. Master P, who has been known as as an independent businessman, one of the few that actually
robbed
was ahead of the curve as far as the industry goes.
Yep.
To this day, Snoop said if he will put Master P on the phone right now if he ever need anything from him.
Yeah.
Also, I remember seeing a video years ago when Eddie Griffin talked about when he had a show in New Orleans and said, and his manager said, there's some young kids out here, man. They want to go ahead and try to they rappers, man. They want to know if they open on your show. He said, hey, bring them in. Let me see you spit. It was Master P and Mystical. He said, yeah, put them dudes on. Put them on. And then about almost over 5 years later, almost 10 years later, Eddie Griffin said he bumped into Master P on Sunset. He said, what's up? He said, what's up, Eddie, man? You don't, what's up, Eddie? You probably don't even remember. He said, yeah, I don't know. You Master P, what's up? He said, man, look, ever since you put us on your show, man, our stuff blew up locally, and then we wound up blowing internationally. But he said, man, I've been around. I've been seeing Hollywood hadn't been giving you the respect that I think you deserve. So I want to return the favor. Do you have any scripts that's later on? He said, I'll be right back. He gave him a script. He said, look, I'll finance the whole thing. He said, Master P wrote Eddie Griffin a check for $1 million right there.
That was that movie. What was the name of that movie he was in with him?
Foolish.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Foolish.
Mm-hmm.
He said he wrote a check for Eddie Griffin for $1 million right there on the spot.
Wow. Wow.
And I think this was around 99 when that happened.
Man.
God damn, what time that flew by. It's goddamn 10 o'clock, man.
Man, I've been so happy to sit here and talk to J-Rock, bro. Nephew, I looked at the time, I'm like, man, forget I can sacrifice that time for J-Rock, boy. You just don't know.
I appreciate it.
You just don't know, nephew. I'm like a fan, bro. I'm being 100. No cap. I'm being 100, man. J-Rock, you just don't know, bro. We've been speaking you up in the atmosphere. Man, praying for your family, man. Everybody's well, hoping everything, whatever your challenge is, navigating through that. Thanksgiving fast. Got Christmas coming up, New Year's coming up, man. Bless your whole bloodline, man, on your father's side and your mother's side, bro. May the heavens, man, continue to help y'all navigate through and have a joyous Christmas and the New Year, man. You just an asset, man, to this whole sector. And I just want to tell you as an OG, man, it is an honor and a privilege, man, to just sit and listen to you, man, and learn from you. And I mean that from the depths of my soul, man. It's a blessing to, man, to hear your voice, bro. I appreciate that, man. And I yield back.
Let me tell you something, man. I'm so humbled by you saying that right now, man. I don't even know what to say, man. I am literally humbled by that because it's a lot going on right around this time right now. Everybody got their own issues they're going through. I appreciate you for saying that, and I hope everything's going well with you. I know you was worried about issues with your job and everything. That's what's going on with you as well. And I was hoping that everything was going to turn out for the better, especially once God steps in, it's a wrap anyway, and then you won't have to worry about anything. Because once he puts his hand on it, it's over. So that's
everything
down.
And everything good. I'm on a new schedule. He worked it out so much that J-Rock, he helped me step out of my comfort zone, and I was willing to embrace it. Woo! You talking about maturity in that area, J-Rock. That now, J-Rock, you always heard about me, PM, 2 p.m. in the afternoon, 10 o'clock. J-Rock, I report at 5:30 in the morning to 1:30 in the afternoon, Monday through Friday. And my body and my mind is in so much serenity and adjusting to it. I don't even know what's going on. And I'm good about it, though. And I'm getting so much stuff done. And my mind, my creativity is growing. I'm like, ooh, I ain't stressed. I'm like, okay, I can do this. I can do, oh, man. And you know what, J-Rock, I get back. It wasn't none about that. It was, that's cool. That's part of it, but it was about me fulfilling my purpose. We all got a purpose in business, but sometimes we be doing some stuff where we ain't got the time because we all we when you need to be changing. Yeah, but I'm comfortable. I thought you said you wanted to do. Yeah, I do want to do. But so won't you just change? Man, I ain't trying to do. So he helped me with that, J Rock. And so now, man, J Rock, I'm big. J Rock, I get so much. I got so much. I don't know. I said they looking at me like, what? You were what now? What happened to you? I had to share that with you, J Rock. I had to share that with you, man. Bless you, man. Thank you for that. Yeah,
not a problem at all, man. But you know, I hope everything's going well with you and your family also, especially during the holiday season. Hope everything. Hope your family has all the health and prosperity that it can hold.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, and just continue to and going into 2025. I hope you get way more in 2025 than you did in 2024.
Yes, sir. We turn it back to you. We turn it back to you, man. Receive it and return it back to you. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Nephew.
I'm here.
Speak to us, nephew. Help us carry it out, nephew.
All right, we're going to go like this.
Live now from Fox, and we do have some breaking news that we want to bring to you. It was being reported by TMZ and now Fox News. We are learning that Jay-Z is accused of raping a 13-year-old girl. That is new in the Diddy lawsuit, and the new allegations are just coming out this evening. Jay-Z is being accused of raping a minor along with Diddy at a MTV VMAs after party back in 2000, according to documents obtained by Fox News Digital tonight. The lawsuit, which was initially filed back in October, was refiled tonight in New York by an anonymous accuser claiming Jay-Z, whose full name is Sean Carter, raped her while Combs and Celebrity B watched. So that other celebrity was not named. Initially, the lawsuit stated Combs raped the minor while Celebrity A and Celebrity B watched. Carter was named as Celebrity A in the refiled lawsuit. Representatives for Jay-Z did not immediately respond to Fox News Digital request for comment. Combs and Carter allegedly, quote, took turns assaulting the minor, according to the lawsuit. Many others were present at the after party, but did nothing to stop the assault, it alleges. The 13-year-old girl was dropped off at Radio City Music Hall by a friend as she wanted to attend the MTV Video Music Awards back in 2000, according to the lawsuit. In an attempt to gain entry to the venue, she began approaching limousine drivers waiting outside the celebrity-filled event. One of the limousine drivers she spoke to claimed to work for Diddy, the lawsuit read. He told her that Combs liked younger girls and said that, quote, she fit what Diddy was looking for, not allowing her into the awards, but inviting her to an after party. The 13-year-old, quote, recognized many celebrities upon arrival at the party and was required to sign a non-disclosure agreement. However, she was not given a copy. Combs, who would have been 30 years old at the
ain't no way a fucking 13-year-old can sign a non-disclosure agreement anyway. So why would you give one to a 13-year-old when the shit ain't gonna be valid? It can't help you at all.
Make that make sense.
They just think everybody's stupid, bro.
The time, then allegedly attempted to force the girl to perform oral sex on him. He stopped after she hit him in the neck, according to the lawsuit here. So
I'm guessing she represented by Gloria already, because this shit sounds scripted.
Oh, now Jay-Z being accused in this now 24 years ago, raping a 13-year-old alongside Diddy at an after party. here. So these are the newest allegations rocking the music world this evening, and we wanted to bring that to your attention all right here on Live Now from Fox. Of course, we will continue to follow this major story as the Diddy saga continues, and now more celebrities getting caught up in it here. These new allegations rocking Hollywood and the music industry as we speak right now.
They just tearing the black goddamn celebrities down one by one.
Right. You know what, Val? Let me ask you this question. The VMAs. The VMAs, they're normally around February or March, right?
Video Music Awards. Let me see. When we can always go to Google and say when was the Video Musical VMAs in 2000.
Because usually it's around the time, not too long after, between the American Music Awards, the Grammys, Oscars. It usually kind of falls around that time. That's usually around between January and March.
Right. That, I mean, I know that it clears February. Like I know a lot of that stuff goes on in February.
Yeah, so it could be like starting like maybe end of January, going into.
They say the MTV Video Music Awards in 2000 was in September.
Okay, it was in September. Okay, well,
did they say approximately the year that this alleged incident occurred?
They said 2000.
2000. You say 2000, J-Rock?
Yeah.
So you talking about 24 years.
Right. Now, here's the one thing I believe I can say this. I believe R. Kelly wasn't involved in that because R. Kelly was busy putting together his TP2 album, which came out in November of 2000.
No, they probably talking about but why they don't want to give up Celebrity B though? They'll give up Celebrity A, but they won't give up Celebrity. They won't give up Celebrity C or whatever.
They said Celebrity B.
Celebrity B, I mean. So Celebrity A and C is Diddy and goddamn Jay-Z. Right. So why if the other celebrities stood there and watched this shit go on, they just as guilty as the ones who did it.
J-Rock, what was the year that album came out with Kells and Jigga?
2002. Let's see, R. Kelly's TP2 album dropped November of 2000. They say this incident, if it's in August or September, it's still about another 2 months before his TP2 album dropped.
You see where I'm at? You see where I'm at with it?
So he wouldn't. So you probably wouldn't really seen him around since he was working on his own album at that point. And try to mix that, try to put all that out.
What anniversary from the year that they say to where we at now that's going on that, you know what I mean, with, like I said, that's why I asked about the Best of Both Worlds and whatever album Phil's working on that comes to this, you can find them, J-Rock, that come to this day. Yeah. After they ain't got nothing to do with it, no fan. Yeah. It's just interesting. Or what that Jigga's album from to now anniversary. You follow what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Or even it's what, you know what I mean? I yield back. I guess you see where my thought process is at. My thought process.
But you know what? Celebrity B. I got one or two names that I believe was Celebrity B. One of them, one could be Dame Dash.
Possibly.
Because Dame Dash, because the blueprint did drop around 2000, 2001. So Dame Dash and Jay-Z at that point was hanging real tough back then. That's number one. And number two, the other one could be J-Lo.
She got her own trouble right now, bro, in the media. I mean, I'm just
but also keep in mind, J-Lo came out and spoke on behalf of Kamala Harris.
Yeah. But man,
and she didn't break up with Puff by right away after that incident in New York, even though it was like the 1999-2000 New Year's Eve.
She can link with that though, bro. They tearing her up in the man.
Yeah.
I don't think she even know.
Yeah, celebrity beat. I think it's either Dame Dash or J-Lo.
Yeah, I think she got a trouble her own, bro. Yeah. Wow. Man, bro. It pays.
And then you know how tough. I mean, I don't, man. You know, I don't like defending or even feeling like I'm defending certain shit. But you're talking about the VMAs. Do you know how fucking tight the security at the VMAs is? That you say that you was able to walk around to different fucking limousines and different shit knocking on, you know, it's just shit that just come on. You know how much shit gotta go right for some accidental shit to happen?
Yeah. It's too neat. It's too packaged. It's just too stuff. You
get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And then at the same time, we saying, if you were victimized, why is somebody being protected that was there?
Right.
So you know how easy it is, and I always look at. For me, I'm always looking at motives, and Dame Dash could be the motive, and Dame Dash could be the one who's putting the play in motion to say, "Hey, boom, this is how we can make some money." Since Jay-Z owed me, he stole everything from me. He's living the lifestyle that I'm supposed to be living. How about I come up with a way to destroy it? Knowing we living in a believe all women era.
Man, well, I mean, J-Rob, what you think about that? I'm really struggling with that.
It's hard. We can't. We know.
And I ain't saying that because you know you already know, man.
What I'm saying is, we know what we're up against.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's coming. Ain't no fucking sexual assault victim gonna sit there and say she know all of these guys were in the room, but I'm not going to tell on that one person. But everybody else, I'm gonna tell on. You come on, come on, J-Rob.
Yeah.
In real life,
yeah.
If a woman was sexually assaulted and she can point out everybody that was in the room, she's gonna tell on everybody in that room. She's not gonna one person say, "Oh, I know your mama, and she cool with my mama, so I ain't gonna tell on you." But I want everybody. No, even the police gonna tell you you can't save nobody, regardless if they touch you or not. They witnessed it. They are guilty by association. If us three hop in this car right now tonight, and we pull up to a gas station, and I run in there while y'all sitting in the car, y'all don't even have to get out the car. The simple fact that I pulled up with y'all, I went in there and I came out running and hop in and say, "Let's go," and y'all pulled off. Y'all are guilty by association.
Yep.
Even though y'all didn't have nothing to do with it.
Yep.
So you mean to tell me you went and got sexually assaulted, but you gonna say, "I'm gonna just tell on this person and that person"? We always tell you why. Why did they want Young Thug so bad? He was the big fish. Why did they want Rob so bad? He was the big fish. What can a motherfucker get from Dame Dash right now? Nothing, because he don't have nothing. Motherfucking teeth falling out on live.
You don't even have teeth.
You know, so
I told people a long time ago I told people, see, Dame Dash been lying on R.Kelly and Aaliyah so much his teeth falling out now.
I'm trying to tell you. But it just goes to show, man. I feel bad for real victims in this world because it's real women out here who streaming for help and need help, but getting ignored, not getting the notoriety surrounding their claims. And you got a motherfucker go out here and say she was sexually assaulted and it was 3 men in the room, but she's only going to tell on 2 men, and the other person she's not going to speak on. There's no different than Jim Derogatis with this anonymous shit. You can't make this shit make sense, man. You either a victim or you are a participator. One or the other. You can't be both. Because it sounds like you participated with one and the other one, I guess, individual B, you gave him some coochie. Then the other 2 took it. I mean, I don't know. Y'all remember, I'm not sure Aaron Hall was out at the time in 2000. He was running he told y'all he was running with Puffy. Ask Puffy.
The only thing that Aaron Hall had going on, if I remember correctly, Guy dropped their 3rd album, and I think it was in '99. That was the one thing. Yeah, that was a year before 2000. So
I'm just saying, he ran with Puffy, and he ran with what was the other guy? Puffy, Aaron Hall. He said he ran with Puffy and one other guy. I can't remember the other guy's name was. He said, but they used to run together all the time or whatever, and say he would sleep with women right in front of Puffy now. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, wouldn't give a fuck.
He said those. He said those other dudes. He said they seen me fuck. They seen me fuck. They know how I get down. That's how. And I was like, damn. He just straight up bold with it.
Yeah, that girl was raped by Charlamagne the God, drugged that young lady and bragged about it all on Breakfast Club and everything. How he put shit in her drink and got her drunk, and the girl woke up and she was asking questions, didn't know, he talking about all the homeboys trying to go in the room on her, all type of shit. Like, man, but at the same time, and I'm gonna say this before I get ready to shut this thing down, man. When you with them people, when you with them people and you'll do anything for them people, they gonna protect those people. You know what I'm saying? Rob, but the thing is with Diddy, I'm telling y'all, the big part with Diddy is he's not gonna get a bail because the shit is gonna start so much uproar with people who watch what went on with r.kelly. You know what I'm saying? And you just look at some of the shit that Cassie alleged that Diddy did. He threatened people. He blew up cars. All this shit. That's some of the same shit that they said about Rob.
Mm-hmm. And also the thing in regards to our, you said about Charlamagne the God was this also. The thing with Charlamagne took a plea deal in his case in regards to Jessica Reed, because he was up on a sexual assault charge. SA charge. He was up on that. And somehow his attorneys wound up dwindling it down to contributing to the delinquency of a minor.
Because the mama said that she moved away and she kind of didn't go through the process because she didn't want the embarrassment, for her daughter, which she fucked up when she didn't show up to court.
Yeah, I do remember that she said that.
She should have showed up to court and kept going to court and not allowed this motherfucker to get off. They dropped it. They reduced the charge down because the mama stopped showing up to trial. And I've heard that same shit before. You know what I'm saying? That woman's reasoning for not pursuing the shit, you know, because she didn't want her daughter to have a hard time going through school or whatever. But you can't think about that shit. You know what I'm saying? You got to do what's in the best interest of justice for your daughter.
Yeah.
Worrying about people fucking with her, you can relocate to another state and she can live a life. But to not get justice and then come back, now you know the daughter is going after him, not the mama. The daughter had to wait till she got grown to go after him again. Because with the mama, she failed her daughter by not pursuing justice.
Oh wow.
Right, Kel's case was rigged, man, and they still trying to keep him in there because they know it's bullshit. But a lot of things that took place with his case was all by design. That's why they brung it in the COVID era. They brung it during the COVID era so that they could do it. They needed all of that shit to be going the way it was going in order for them to do what they did.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna tell you something. And I'm gonna say this, and then I'm gonna let y'all say y'all closing. You know.
Well, I'm good. Okay, I ain't got nothing to say. I'm good.
God, you can do all this shit you want under the sun, or you feel you're doing it in private, whatever. You can't hide from God, man.
Yeah.
He's the creator.
Yeah.
He sees all. Nothing goes unpunished. So
all I know, nephew, my only comment is before J-Rock say, I want J-Rock to close it out and set J-Rock up. Everything that Mr. J-Rock has said, and he said it with sincerity, with love and respect, and no ill will. Everyone that had ill will and they just went with the flow and spoke against Mr. Kelly, meaning people that they know what's right, they didn't do nothing wrong, you know what I mean, and you went along that thing. I have seen stuff. That's why I've been sort of waiting to see J-Rock, man. He was right, man. I don't know what you've been doing. You got a light from above, man, the heavens. I don't know what it was, J-Rock, but I've been searching stuff. Nephew's been dealing with stuff with the kids and the job and the family and all that. So he ain't been on as much. Man, I've been looking and researching. I'm like, man, it's been so many people that, they spoke against Mr. I'm like, ooh, I've been coming across stuff that I don't even be looking at. I'm not even researching. And I said, in all this time, I can remember from the first trial, 08, all the way up to now. Even now, when he did an interview with Mr. Andre Taylor, he ain't speak no ill will. And individuals that spoke that wasn't right, they get in the business, man. They have lost their careers. People, man, this has been happening so much simultaneously, J-Rock, that I ain't even involved, but it's been making me nervous because the way it's been happening. I yield back to J-Rock, and that's it for me, nephew. Bless you, J-Rock. I'm good for the night. Bless everybody in the chat. I'm listening to J-Rock as we close out.
Bless you, Muse. Once again, I think one of the things that trips a lot of people out is the fact that a lot of people hadn't paid attention. But I promise you, if you say that and you start breaking that down, because remember, a lot of the stuff they did that have been happening to them, it's been after they said something about R. Kelly. It was never really before. It was always something after. Like I said, like you can go down the line. How Wendy Williams doing right now?
Ooh. My heart really goes out to them, man. Cause that's
and like I said, I don't wish no ill will, but I'm like, hey,
at all, J-Rock. That ain't what our heart is on this platform. What y'all didn't know, we not on that.
Yep. I don't wish no ill will. We don't wish no ill will on nobody. But like I said, she been saying some stuff about R. Kelly and Bill Cosby a whole lot. And I've noticed that. Also, Ricky Smiley had a whole lot of stuff to say about R. Kelly. What happened? He lost his oldest son. John Legend lost a child.
And we're not saying nothing connected. All we saying is don't look at the surface. And I understand why people may not understand. They might look at the surface. They might see people doing certain careers and all of that and behavior, all that. You don't know what is deposited inside that individual. They may have gifting and calling, and they may not have went in the direction of fulfill their creator who they believe in. At the same time, it's still in them, and they still at the best while they in this maze world with career, whatever, still walking with integrity. I learned that on my job recently, J Rock, as the creator been helping me, redirect an incident that happened, and it wasn't my fault. I didn't have nothing to do with it. I was coming from a different location that I was currently in, going back to a former location of my work location. And according to government standard and OSHA standard, the 2 years had lapsed. So I have to go through the process of a refamiliarization and a retraining. You know what I mean? However, I'm from that particular area. So everything that was related to that real yard and the instruction and the procedures and the guidelines and the protocol, I'm good. No disrespect. I'm not being arrogant. I'm just coming in. And I chose to go back there because of the assignment that I wanted to select, that my seniority gave me the privilege to be able to do, to at this age, going out a couple more years before I retired. So I felt that was to go back was a better place. And the office dropped the ball in the transition of that whole scenario. And the protocol, whatever, they dropped the ball. So the person that was in charge of that office, my thought was, I don't have that person number, but I have the husband number. No, you know what I'm saying? What I just said, that person who's in charge and overseer that, the company gets in touch. It got nothing to do with me. What I'm supposed to do is go to my current location before I go to the next location. Go to my current location and the administrative manager. Here's your letter, sir. Here's the information on here. You need to take this and take that over to your, location that you're about to transfer over to. Once I do that and turn that over to that next office, everything is out of my hands. Now, at that, they supposed to schedule me for training and refamiliarization according to OSHA and government, official standard. I don't have nothing else to do with none of that. They should drag their feet in any of that. Nothing to do with none of that. And they turned around and it was getting close to the date with a new assignment and everything kicked in and everything's supposed to be completed. Everybody trained, everybody in their position, everybody's phone, they're going to, and it was getting close to my time. It was getting close. I talked to a union official. Sir, they still haven't caught. They still haven't presented you. They still haven't. No, they haven't. Man, they might gonna probably have you. And then next week, man, they still ain't. I don't think that. Would you? I said, let me ask you this. I said, well, just to make sure I did this. He said, oh no. He said, man, you did everything. That's nothing you do. That's on them. He said, I said, I did it. He said, You have nothing, sir. You have nothing. That's on the company. That's their response. It's out of your hands. Okay, me being moved with integrity on a higher level. Me, nephew, don't understand. Nephew, understand what I'm saying. Me being with integrity. You know what I mean? Being conscientious, being methodical in my bowels, in my soul. I'm still concerned about that. I just want to make sure I'm, so I kept getting closer to the date. The picture still didn't. They still didn't. Now I'm going to my off day. Okay, well, I'm in my off day now. Now when that Monday comes, I'm supposed to have already completed the retraining and refamiliarization and transferring over back to that location. Even though I'm been over there, but it's been that 2 year lapse, so I got to go through that again. Which to me ain't gonna be no problem, but it's the standard operating procedure for the government. It came and nope. So what I did, I'm like, well, the person that's in that new location, I know the person in charge didn't have that person number. Now this is what I'm saying is stepping out of the box. But I know the husband works with husband. He's performing another location with, different, what I mean. No, but you know what? No, that don't seem like, well, I tell you what. So I have individual I know that do my taxes, but with a colleague, with a friend, good close friend. But I'm not calling from no favor. I'm calling because he's in the same position as that leader who's responsible, not the husband, but the leader that's responsible, that she's governing over. So I'm calling him, not knowing his new position. You don't have I don't know none of that. Hey, such, and I'm on off day, and that was my last day. Now I'm on off day, bro. And I ain't, what? You ain't, oh, you got to do everything over again. I said, no, I don't know. Oh, well, that's, stand by. Let me call you back. Okay, call you back. He do, all right, he take care of stuff. Then he text me. All right, call me back. Call me back. All right, do this. You're going to set up, you're going to do this. Fast forward. I go through the next couple of days on that. Then I come in the middle couple of days. Now I'm back set up, everything going. I'm still getting paid for the training, so I ain't think, about it. You know what I mean? And I get in there, and then I turn around and I say, I walk in the door, and then that particular stuff, when I think, I got a bone pick to you. Now, I know this person. We before this person got in the position, we come up through, I think they're in the position, but I'm, still a regular worker, but I ain't want to go in that department at least, so I'm just going to say regular worker. I got a bone pick. Because we, what? You ain't think to call my, and they ain't throwing the person on the brick because later on we good. You ain't think to call my husband, you just, so I'm not getting it. What I did was, I shouldn't even have to do none of that. Once then my manager gave me a letter, you take this over there. And then I asked the union officials, what do I do now? It's out of your hands. That's it. If they don't, that's it. You ain't got nothing to do with none of that. Yet I got pulled into that. I like to run. So I do that. You get so coming up. I'm like, what's going on? So the one who takes us in retraining, who's under this person, come out. Yeah, supposed to feel like he went over her head, and I said, went over her head. I didn't do nothing wrong. I did what I was supposed to do. I followed the protocol. I didn't do nothing wrong. Once he went over here, so then it was heavy on my spirit. So after everything settled down, we do this, my testing, all of that. After that, did my routine. I'm good. Only thing make them say, okay, give me your official card, your government card, everything good, print good, everything fine. Go back. So one of the other, I said, if you talk to him and send her, why didn't you? So I talked to another instructor. Hey, can you let so and so know that I want to go in there and have a meeting with her? I didn't do nothing wrong. It was not on me. I went in there because I knew a husband. I respect my husband. God had dealt with my heart that I had been praying for, nephew, to change my heart posture. He was doing something within my character and my soul that had nothing to do with that. But he had me in this job. He had me in the stages as I go step by step. And that scenario that had nothing to do with me, but I had to be in the midst of that. I can only understand a little glimpse of what Mr. Kelly must be experiencing to do that. Y'all don't understand what I'm saying right now. And I went in there. Before I went in there, I was sitting at the table, and this only instruction, no disrespect to none of that. This government official instruction. Sister, I sat there, nephew, for the first time. I don't ever do this, ain't no disrespect, ain't no weak, no none of that. I didn't care about none of that. I broke down in tears. It was in tears, man. Like I didn't do nothing wrong. I said, Father, I didn't do nothing wrong, Lord. What's going on? I did what I was supposed to do. I followed this order. I asked the union officials, I'm following procedures. I didn't do nothing wrong. Why are they blaming me? Taking the blame off them. I went in there, and when she talked and we talked, and I came in there, I said, my heart is heavy. She said, what? She said, why? She said, and I addressed about her husband, the respect I have for him, I love him, how I got my nickname on the job, that they call me on top of all of that. And she just lit up. She, her heart. She said, I never intended none of that. I said, honestly, I thought about calling you. When I mind my mind, I said, I never did that to undermine you or nothing like that. And then she explained to me, yeah, the company been really on some woo, 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 woo. And so they make it look like I ain't doing my job. She say, so when you did that, and you might not understand, but when you call so and so is attached to such and such. And so they just let so and so just do whatever you want to do. Like that. You know what I mean? I know that's your friend, and you do just like your rule. I say, do my tax. I said, I don't even like that. Over the years, when you used to have this stuff, I said, I don't even go around. So I don't even know what y'all promotion is. So she's like, oh wow, you did that. I don't even know. I'm just in the settle, and what God was doing is changing my heart posture and using me as an instrument of service. That's the process of what that looks like. See, people want the attention, they want the glory, and I get it. I get it. But that what I just told you was just a small snippet of what I felt in my heart and my soul, because I didn't do nothing wrong, and it broke me for the first time. I was in tears, going on 23 years next month. That's the first time I ever shed tears. When I asked at that table, I did not what I would normally do. I did not. I prayed and I asked God to bless that instruction, to touch the atmosphere, to help my heart posture, to help me see what is in this that you're trying to teach me and show me. Because I'm not understanding this. I didn't do nothing wrong. Am I missing something? And then when that other official came to me, did you get a chance to go in there and talk to you? So I finished that final testing that the government requires. Then I went over there and I stood at the door and I asked the other sister, I said, it's so I would like to go in there and have a conversation with, and talk to her. And she was, okay. And she brought it up, closed the door, and I addressed that. And God turned this thing around. And afterwards, and then we got to talk. After that, off the record. I'm like, yeah. Well, my nickname was Boogie on the Boogie. I'm like, I know you know, but I promise you, I won't even like that. Okay, all right, we good. You know, I was pissed off. I was mad at you. I'm like, you know what? He gonna, you know what I mean? Kind of. Then she said, I'm like, what? She said, yeah, they tripping. They making me seem like I'm like that. No, I said, I ain't never on that. She said, good, I'm straight. So I didn't get in trouble. So only way I didn't get in trouble because your name was not on the government recertified and it wasn't on that. So that helped me. I'm like, what? She said, yeah, and so I'm like, yeah, because I don't know what y'all doing when y'all get promotion. I don't see him when he do my taxes. Yeah, what? I said, yeah, I don't know. I ain't know none of that. Look, I ain't know you. Like, wow. Yeah, because he do whatever. I'm like, what? I'm like, oh, no. She said, okay, we good. I said, can I have a hug? You know what I mean? Got up behind her desk and we hugged. And we go way back 22 years. I said, you know better. I said, sis, I promise you, I wasn't even thinking like that. You know what I mean? And she said, okay, now you owe me a favor. I got you. She said, all right, when these new instructors coming in, they don't know this real yard, nothing like that. I'm going to send them to you. You know this yard back and forth. You know this body to me. And I'm the head. I'm going to send them to you. I said, I got you. God turned that thing around because I sat there at that table and I allowed him to take me through that process. And it was unknown. It was painful. It was confused. And I changed my heart posture and allowed him to touch me and pray with genuine, sincere love. And ask him to forgive me. And touch the leader. And then went in there with the right posture. I do believe Mr. Kelly is doing the same thing. And all of us is in that particular thing that we find ourselves in life. And that ain't no cakewalk. And that's why you see individuals be able to, like Kobe, he's been going how long? Still talking about. Michael Jordan ain't been in the game how long? Still talking about. Yep. I yield back. I'll make this up to you, nephew. I apologize for indulging like this. That's my final word. Bless you.
What up, DV? What up, Wanda? Hey, child. Yeah, man, that's it. My laptop about to die out on us, so I want to thank everybody for coming tonight, and hopefully, throughout the 3.5 hours, you guys and ladies were able to pick some up. Go back if you're just coming in. Go back and kind of catch the beginning of the live, catch the middle of the live, and catch the ending of the live to kind of get a general idea of some of the things that we talked about. I want to give a shout out to J Rock, D Map, Skylife, Jeff, for coming over, hopping on the live. I want to give a shout out to the chat, the family, for being here and being active, supportive. For everybody who liked the video, shared the video, commented, whatever, however you contributed, I want to give a thanks to y'all, because without the viewers being here, we can still go live, but it don't make it as interesting and fun without the viewers in the chat. Shout out to T Glenn. Hey man, God answered prayers, man. Our brother T Glenn, some months back, he got his kidney transplant. I haven't been able to speak with him since he got it. But I'm gonna get a chance to speak with him to see how things been going for him and give y'all an update. All the people that know T Glenn out there, T Glenn, he supports a lot of different channels in his sector over here. But I always give him a big shout out. And he would always hit me up and ask, that I keep him and the family in prayer. So It's a blessing, my brother T. Glenn. Aaron, what's going on? Lil Mac, what up with you? But yeah, man, I thank each and every one of y'all for coming. And what I do want to ask the chat family, y'all go back and watch this live. Y'all get to the clip of Jim Derogatis speaking about, reaching out to Sparkle about that tape and telling her he need the tape in order for him to help her. I need for y'all to clip that, stream record it, or whatever y'all got to do. I need y'all to take that and just share it out on, Twitter, Snapchat, TikTok, Facebook, whatever social you got. Make sure y'all share it. So let the people hear this, man. Me and I talked about it earlier. Common sense. I know some people don't like to use it, but hey, we're gonna put it out there and get them the option. So with that being said, J Rock, you got anything to say before I end the live?
Really, I don't think I have a whole lot to say. I think a lot of the stuff has been pretty much said already, and we went over this whole Kel situation with a fine tooth comb. If it was if it was like a plate of wings, ain't no meat left on the bone. The only thing you can do is bring another plate of wings in. So that's where I'm at with it. I don't think there's really nothing left to be said, but just shout out to everybody that came through on the panel. Shout out to everybody in the chat right now, and everybody that's and also shout out to people that's gonna go back and catch the replay. Give the replay crew some credit also, because the people that watch the replay, they're gonna wind up seeing information. So like, wow, I can't believe I missed that part. And that's one of the good things about these lives sometimes, because it's some information that that people have known, but when you put it in a different light, it gives it a whole different perspective. And to me, that's very, very important, because it literally changes the scenario on what is deemed as popular, but actually what is really the reality of the situation.
I'm going to say this differently. If you don't like what you're getting out of this life, regardless of what you've heard and what you have learned, how you have grown up, what impressed you, how your thought process is, you owe it to yourself to investigate your perspective. Because what I've seen in the climate, it has really tested and challenged people's really belief system. I've talked to people who said they believed in this, they stood on this, and their whole behavior has changed through this politics and the way the world has been going the last 5, 10, 16 years. So I'll conclude with this. If you don't like what you're getting, change what you're doing. If you don't change what you're doing, you're going to keep getting what you got and what you're receiving. You can't expect another human being that's born in this earth to do what you only are capable and responsible for doing for yourself. Like I said in the last live with Brother Crux, Voices for the Voiceless, in the words of Yellow Beezy, it's on me, baby. It's on you. It's on you. Don't nobody owe no human individual nothing when it comes to your free will and power of choice to decide. So please do it to yourself as a human. Do your research, study. Don't go with the propaganda. Don't let nobody hoodwink you. I don't care if it's the closest to you and your family. You have a right to say, well, let me research that. Anyone who tries to violate your right as a human for you to disagree or have you cautious or have concerns, that is a not only red flag, that is demonic and witchcraft. So I speak against that. Every human has a right. But let me get the information. Let me gather much as I can. Let me go into the library and my own and see what I can anyone to try to prevent you, speak that against you, make you feel bad about that. I don't care if you've been together in a relationship, if you're siblings or family, co-worker, it don't matter. I'm only saying as a human on this planet Earth, you have a right to make the decision to decide. Let me look into that. Anyone who try to violate that, no matter what the ethnicity is, no matter what the native tongue is or the culture is a dangerous red flag. Nephew Vi, my nephew, my human vocabulary is not even adequate enough to thank you for allowing me this privilege. J Rock, it's like a blood brother to me. You don't understand the depths of my appreciation and my adoration for you. Thank you. Everybody in the chat, y'all be blessed. We coming upon Christmas. We coming upon the New Year's. I am so thankful that we are part of this family. I yield back, nephew. Until next time, I'm on mute.